right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
And now it's time for the voice.
Don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I want you to get up right now.
Go to the window,
Open it.
stick your head out and yell.
Hated man! Top of the world!
The voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been anything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini.
Hello, welcome to a Wednesday edition of The Voice of Ocala. Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz with you every weekday at this time, 3 to 6 and 10 to 11 on Saturday mornings for Buddy Sports Page. Beautiful day outside, getting a little toasty. Summer is only a few weeks away, and yes, it's going to be a hot one. I just finished writing a story about summertime, and the living ain't so easy. Get ready for it, folks. It's going to be a hot one.
See, and I so disagree with that.
Well, when you get your show,
I'm
you
the
can
guy
talk
that
about
likes to go at noon or 12:30 in the afternoon to the golf course, because guess what?
Yeah.
Nobody's there in that heat.
Well, you can have it. Go anytime. They'll let you have it. No problem. No problem. Today on the show, we got a bunch of guests. Our usual coffee with the mayor at 3:30. He'll have some news, obviously, since last night. The attempt to override his veto on the Trinity property was unsuccessful by City Council. He's also in attendance at that event we talked about with Don Bowman on Monday, where the military kids coming out of school going to the military are honored, or were honored this morning on the square. Dave Cope will be joining us for the state of real estate. Don't know what he's got going on today. At 4 o'clock, he'll have probably a guest. We'll discuss the state of real estate like we always do. At 3:30, the managing editor of the Ocala Star-Banner, Jim Ross, joins us, catching up on the news of late. And in the Sports Hour, we have Mark Daniels from down in Orlando. And he'll talk about Blake Bortles and how he was in a relationship compared to Jeff Driscoll, the Gator quarterback, who, by the way, was a much more recruited player than was the guy who went third in the draft to Jacksonville, and Blake Bortles. So all that's coming up your way. Of course, the famous Fake or Factoid. By the way, I'll put you on notice right now. We had our first game of Celebrity Fake or Factoid yesterday. Joe Martone going down in the dust. Now, I don't know who's scheduled today, unless it will be probably Dave Cope or the mayor. One of the two. We'll find out. And the game two.
They have no shot either.
Undefeated. Tom is undefeated in Celebrity Fake or Factoid, which is growing every day in popularity. Sometimes on the show we get talking, get going, and we forget about things. We mention something and don't ever come back to it. We're famous for doing that. JJ used to call us on that once in a while in Austin, but now that they're gone, it's just two old guys.
No shot. Yeah.
Two old guys trying to remember what they said earlier, and so we'll do our best. But yesterday we mentioned a story that I do want to get to, and you had seen it also on 11 small towns in Florida that you should visit.
We never got to that, did we?
Did not. And I got a couple, too, by the way, that I want to throw in there, which we'll talk about. And then also, remember all the hullabaloo about what Apple's going to do? Everybody says what's going to happen, and they're going to come up with this new all-electric house that you can program with your phone, and all these conjectures that were made. And what they came out with was this new iOS system. And at least one major magazine says, not so fast, my friend, not a good thing. And I believe that's kind of what I hinted at for a different reason, that don't give me more technology. This makes me obsolete. Technology is supposed to work for us, not against us. So I'm not feeling too good about that one. Still. So we'll talk about some of those things. Last night I got a phone call from the sheriff, pretty late, actually. He was returning my call earlier in the day, and he told me about I've been out of town. I had not read too much about the SWAT team and being shot at by a suspect who was apprehended. And sheriff also told me a few other little things I'll share with you about what he's got going. He'll be on the Ask the Cops show on Friday, And he'll talk about some of the technology that they've got working for them, which I understand has got big state support and a lot of kudos in Tallahassee, but I don't know that we can talk too much about it. But he was very excited last night because he said he went out and spoke to 100 people and got great support in the community. He feels like he's making a groundswell there with the grassroots. So we'll see how that works out, because it's going to come down to that ultimate shootout. The county commission, I shouldn't say shootout.
Yeah, bad choice of words, man.
I should just say showdown between the sheriff and the county commission and of course, the money. So we'll see about that. But he was very enthusiastic last night. And also we'll talk about a story that a guy here seems to be getting more gravitas every day. The first Silver Springs, now he's got something going on downtown and seems to be getting a stronghold in our community. So we'll get with that, talk about that a little bit today, kick it around. Tom might even have a comment or two or a story or two. Lots of guests today. So big victory last night for the Gator women's softball team. National champions, World Series winners, and a celebration tonight. I'll tell you about that. Franz Beard checks in. He's normally not here on Wednesdays, but he'll check in and tell you about it. And, Tom, we got a couple locals on there, which we're going to check out, too. I was on that team, and what a great win for Tim Walton's team last night. So.
It was a huge win. Great game, too. I watched it from the first pitch all the way through the seventh inning.
I watched it all night. Yeah. So, and more honors for former Gator Joakim Noah, who just keeps getting the kudos. And tomorrow night's big game, of course, game one between the defending champion Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just going to say this real quick. I just watched the press conference and watched some of the players, watched some of the coaches.
Right.
I got to tell you, we are so lucky today to have the players we've got, the big stars that we've got. LeBron James is a special, special player. And in listening to him talk for 10 minutes or so, the thought came to me, this guy is special in more ways than one. I'm going to share those thoughts with you on the Sports Hour, too. So all that coming your way today on the program. If you want to play Fake or Factoid and think you can challenge Tom later on, or even challenge Tom and the mayor, we'll take a third party. If you want to try it, you can call us at 622-9622. Tell Tom, and he'll get your number or tell you what to do, or email us. Or you can also text us here. Tom, what's that number again?
352-507-5352.
All coming your way right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the brand new Proper Tees Salon. It's a perfect time to freshen up your cut and color for the new year. And if you really want to change up your look, talk to us about Hotheads extensions for extra volume and length. How about a blowout for date night? Give us a call. Enjoy some me time while you relax in our newly renovated salon and check in on Facebook using our free Wi-Fi. We know you'll be happy with your new look. We guarantee it. Our style guarantee assures you that no matter what, you will love your hair or we will fix it for free. Call for your appointment today. 352-351-1771. We're located in downtown Ocala next to the Southside Deli. Tell us Buddy sent you for 20% off your first service visit. Now hiring licensed cosmetologists, nail techs, and front desk staff. Visit our website, thepropertees.com, for our online application. The Proper Tees Salon, timeless elegance meets classic style.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Your official news source, WOCA.
WOCA.
This is Jeopardy!
Here are the categories.
I'll take Mike Scott Plumbing for 1,000, please, Alex.
Answer. Daily double.
I'll wager 5,000.
All right. Here is the clue. PU is the type of this complication.
What is a sewage backup?
Yes, that's right.
It's all fun and games until something happens to you, like a septic system failure or a clogged drain or line, leaving you saying PU. But not to worry, Mike Scott Plumbing is there to get you out of that jeopardy and back on track. And they don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. From septic pumping to lawn irrigation to high-efficiency water heaters. At Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Stop by one of the newly renovated showrooms in Hernando or Wildwood, or call today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888.
Mike Scott.
Did you know that Marion County has a vast equine business? Tune in every Friday at 9:30 for Horse Sense, when we connect, communicate, and educate you on ways to participate in and enjoy all the equine adventures this area has to offer.
Sponsored in part by Infinite Day Spa, Almara Arabian Horses, and Florida Thoroughbred Breeders Owners Association, FTBOA.
Fridays at 9:30 right here on The Source.
I'm a different breed.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA News Center with this news break brought to you by Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper was making an improper turn last month when his car started a 4-vehicle crash on Interstate 75, according to a report released by the FHP. The crash report also noted 2 other drivers contributed to the accident by driving too fast. However, until the investigation is complete, no one is being charged or ticketed. The trooper remains on duty. This according to an Ocala.com story. This news break was brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Join Angie weekly for her Biz Buzz or Good Neighbor Award.
Guys, I'm thinking about summer, writing this column about heat. Got to thinking about it. You know, one of the things, our homes are not really set up for airflow. The old cracker houses, you know, the ones that had the breezeway and all that sort of
had
stuff.
the attic fans in them and stuff.
Yeah, and they were the ones that they were set up for breeze, for nice air cooling currents. All we get is the air conditioning and the fan. But the air conditioning and the fan don't hit all the spots that we need in our home.
No,
and
it really doesn't.
The air is very uneven. 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cool, and so on and so forth. So anyway, I got thinking about growing up as a kid, our air conditioning was the 4 o'clock shower every day. And did you have air conditioning when you grew up, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have it.
Yeah, my dad was from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. He got down here, it was so hot, he said, we got air conditioning.
Yeah, we grew up without it.
We had the window shakers. The window units. Had one in my parents' room, one in my older sister's room, and then one in the living room. So I didn't have one in my room personally.
Yeah, but there was one.
There was 3 in the house.
Yeah, and we had window fans, so we had big old foot-second in the window, and it was nice when it didn't cool things off that much, but your body adapts to it. But here we are now. The reason that the heat bothers us is we're so accustomed to air conditioning and that's how we beat the heat. But this summer, they say it's supposed to be a little bit warmer, maybe as much as a degree or part of the degree, and it's going to get hotter and hotter. Whether you want to say it's global warming or not, it's getting hotter, period. And so, and here in Central Florida, we don't get that ocean breeze. When you're over on either coast, even when I lived down in South Florida, Southwest Florida, it was always 4 or 5 degrees cooler down there. And we were in our condo in the water naturally.
All we get is the sea breeze storms. That's all we get.
And the only thing we do have is the 4 o'clock shower, 3:30 shower. But right. I mean, yeah. So you got to buckle it up. I asked my friends on Facebook to send me some ideas, suggestions how to stay cool, and some of them had a couple of really good ideas.
Some dry ice, buddy, with a fan.
That's one. Yeah, I mean they're safe. There are no real good ways. All of them involve water somehow. Now as a kid, we had Silver Springs. Yes, and it was 72. But let me tell you something. 72 was
frigid.
Cold. I can tell you, every kid who went to swimming lessons and stayed over the whole morning by noon had blue lips. I'm not kidding you. Blue lips.
I know that
hypothermia.
Every summer we'd take church trips to Itchituckney Springs, and they said that Springs was 72 degrees. And I was thinking, I don't know what water you're measuring, but it don't feel 72.
Literally blue lips. So anyway, I guess the message is you make do of what you got to do, but it's certainly a whole lot different than it was back in the day. So summer's here. What is it, 21st or 22nd? I always get it mixed up with June.
I don't know which day it is.
And then July gets really hot, and then August and September get really hot. But I'm going to beat it all with attitude. I'm going to have a good attitude about it. So that's what I'm dealing. So summer. Going to be a summer because you know why?
Play golf with me in the middle of the day.
I played golf in the middle of the day many times. I ain't doing it anymore. I grew up. I'm not. You play golf in 95-degree weather.
Doesn't matter. Nobody's in my way.
Yeah, and here's the deal. As we all know, it's not just the thermometer. It's the humidity.
Well, if you stay hydrated, golf isn't that bad. And here's the thing,
Tom, hydrated is not Budweiser. Okay.
Golf. Yeah. No. I don't drink beer while I'm playing golf.
No, maybe a little water.
I drink either one of the sports drinks or water.
Or an Arnold Palmer.
I don't drink until after the round's over because I got enough problems in my golf game without adding alcohol to it.
No. Yeah. So anyway, it's definitely coming. Let's get to the story we've been kicking around for 2 days. We've never gotten to it. I think I know Florida pretty well. I've been pretty much to most places. I mean, I haven't spent time in every place, but I've always prided myself on knowing just about every little nook and cranny of the state, at least the towns, et cetera, et cetera. And
right.
So when this story came out, I thought, and it says 11 Florida towns you should visit. I think the proper title on it from BuzzFeed, the one I got, was it's coming up right now. 11 stunning Florida towns you need to visit. So I thought, okay, I'll bite. I could have guessed 4 or 5, but with these lists, you never know for sure.
Well, I know you could have got the first one they put on the list.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of my
favorites. You lived, what, 20 miles from there?
Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes or 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the prettiest places in the world. My friend Mark Cummings, who happens to be a pastor, goes there every year with his family. He loves it down there.
I try to go at least once a year.
I've not been back here in 5 or 6 years. But it's the beautiful Sanibel Island. Without question, it's gorgeous.
And Charlie cut it in half.
Literally in half.
Literally in half.
With a picture in our paper of it.
Yeah, Charlie cut it in half.
It did. But so BuzzFeed has this list of places to eat, like this list of places. Don't let the name fool you. The Mad Hatter, Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grill, etc. And what's cool about some of these places is that you can drive your boat up there.
Yes.
There's a place called the Green Flash, which we went to, and it's named after the phenomenon of the green flash that supposedly happens at a sunset once in a zillion years or so. But there is a green flash. I've never seen it. Allegedly, the green flash happens just at the second the sun goes down once in I don't know how many years.
Yeah, I've never seen the green flash either, but it supposedly happens.
It totally happens, and I thought when I saw green flash, it's like some superhero.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I knew all the superheroes. Green Flash, I don't know that one. So
I knew the Green Hornet, and I knew Flash Gordon, right, but I've never seen Green Flash.
They combined them. So that's number one. Number two, this is a place I've never had really been, to be honest.
I've been there a bunch.
Passed through it, but I've never been on it, and I can't say. But I know there's a lot of beautiful beaches there, but Santa Rosa Beach.
That's your number 2?
Yeah, that's what I got on my number 2.
Oh, I got Tarpon Springs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've skipped one. Tarpon Springs is number 2.
Yeah.
I have been to Tarpon Springs a number of times.
Tarpon Springs is gorgeous.
And I've been to the it used to be, I guess it's still there, Pappas Restaurant. It was a lot of people would go there to eat Greek food. I'm not sure if Pappas Restaurant is still there. No,
Plaka's there.
Pappas. Well,
I don't know about that.
Jackie Pappas' parents. Jackie played for Florida Gators in the 1950s and 60s. Jackie Pappas.
I've been to Plaka, though, this restaurant they have in the picture. I've been there a bunch.
And Rick Caceres used to hang with a lot down at Pappas. You remember who he was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, the restaurant they mentioned here is Mama's. And Hellas. I don't know those places, but maybe some of you do. You're right. So number 3 is Santa Rosa Beach.
I couldn't even point Santa Rosa Beach out on a map.
It's in Tallahassee, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I look it up. I'm pretty sure. Well, look at the top. You see the top where all the little dots are. See the one that goes down there in the panhandle on the bottom. If you look at the map, the star right there, right below Tallahassee.
That's Apalachicola.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, Santa Rosa is going to be west of that, the next one over there.
That's Destin.
It's going to be one of those 3. And the other one ain't a beach, so I don't know. So, well, just go ahead and Google it and find out while I'm reading this list. So, Santa Rosa Beach.
It's on the Emerald Coast.
26 miles stretch of on the Emerald Coast. And it's next to Point Washington State Forest. Anyway, that's one they mentioned. Number 4, we know most of us been here. Delray Beach, nice place around Jupiter, South Florida, of course. Place they mentioned down there is a place called Pappas and J&J's Seafood Bar. Number 5, Destin.
Amazing, amazing town in the Panhandle.
Been there a bunch of times, as have the SEC coaches. They go there every year, and athletic directors. So, Sandestin, of course, is the big resort there. There's a lot of different pretty good places to eat there, including Beach Walk Cafe, Louisiana. How do you pronounce that word? Lagniappe? Louisiana Lagniappe. I don't know, however that's pronounced.
Louisiana Langapi.
Lagniappe
lobsters.
Lagniappe. Lagni.
Lagniappe lobster.
Whatever. Anyway, we don't have
lobster. It's,
Yeah. And by the way, right near there, the Truman Show was filmed. Number 6, we know this one, Mount Dora.
One of the most beautiful cities that nobody knows about.
Been there, I was there 6-7 months ago. Went down for lunch downtown and did a beautiful job downtown. A lot of art stuff down there. Not a lot, some art stuff. The guy who was in the shop there told me he loved the one that Fafo had in Ocala. Thought that was a great one. Recommend here a place to eat. They got a place called Coco Cabana. I think I ate there. It was just okay. A barbecue place. Number 7. This is probably my favorite of all the ones.
Out of all these, this is my favorite one without a doubt. This is one of my 4 or 5 favorite cities in the entire country of the United States.
And anything close to this for south. I just came back from there. St. Augustine Beach. They have done a wonderful job for visitors in that town. There's so many cute places downtown, good places to eat. It's just, and of course, it's also a great tourist.
You walk
area.
down the historical district, and there are little restaurants everywhere.
You talk about history; they got some there.
They got a little bit.
Yeah,
I did they at one time had a working village on the historical street, and my sophomore year of college, my summer internship that summer was living in that village as the Spanish lived in the 1500s.
Good, but this one you know about. Number 8 is Fort Myers. I'm not a huge fan. I
love Fort Myers.
No, I'm not a huge fan of Fort Myers.
But I lived there for 3.5 years.
Yeah, I live right near there. I had a condo right near there, and it's just okay. It's not. If you go to the beaches in the right places, Fort Myers Beach is not my favorite.
There's some good history though because of Thomas Edison.
Well, I've been there now. I love those. I've been to that stuff. And number 9, a place a lot of people go. Our friend Cindy just got back from there. Clearwater Beach.
It's my favorite beach for just beach going. It's my favorite beach in the state of Florida.
Mentioned Frenchie's.
I love Frenchie's.
Yeah,
they got live music. Got some of the best food. A grouper sandwich at Frenchie's is second to none.
Those are real good. And then, of course, finally, number 10 is Apalachicola, which we know about the oysters there, well known there. The Raw Creek Bar, up the creek Raw Bar, beautiful. And finally, number 11. This is a beautiful place.
How many times have you been to number 11?
4 or 5.
You know, number 11 literally is 18 miles from my hometown, Callahan, Florida.
Yeah.
It's in Nassau County.
Yeah.
I've been to Amelia Island and Fort George so many times, I can't even remember how many times I've been over there.
played golf with the ball coach over there.
I played a bunch of golf there and watched the women's WTA event that used to come there every year.
Tennis, and then, of course, the Ritz-Carlton's right there, too.
Right there, yeah.
It's nice. They mentioned a place called the Happy Tomato.
Which is a fabulous place.
I'm going to add a couple real quick for historic. Cedar Key. Kind of a neat little place.
It's a neat little place.
Yeah, just not much there, but it's just a neat little fishing village.
Got frogs and everything there. Yeah. Nice little restaurant.
Yeah, and there used to be the hotel, and they used to have chowder. That was a big thing. Many moons ago, one of the high school conferences used to meet there. Also, I want to mention Ocala. Ocala
How
needs
did
to
that
be
not make this list?
Ocala, Silver Springs has got to be involved in that. Another place, Ponte Vedra. I love Ponte Vedra. It's one of my favorite places to go.
Ponte Vedra is one of those places. It's just very, very nice. You know, a place that a lot of people don't give thought.
What's
Micanopy.
Yeah, it's got. Somebody mentioned that. All right, coming up next. So we got the mayor on his way to have coffee. We'll ask him about his tip for the city council. Lots more to come your way right here in the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, live and local on The Source.
If you feel like that's what you want to do, bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. President Obama is about to sit down to dinner with 6 other world leaders in Belgium.
President Obama joining the leaders of Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Canada and Japan in Brussels for what is a hastily organised summit. It was supposed to be in Russia until those 7 nations condemned Russia's takeover of Crimea in Ukraine.
Fox News Radio's Simon Owen. President Obama met with Ukraine's president-elect today in Poland. 25 years since a massacre in Beijing, China, troops killing hundreds, maybe thousands of protesters.
It was a day when this protest became a bloodbath. Today, more police than usual guarding Tiananmen Square. An honor guard raised China's flag as if the day was like any other. Hong Kong is where protesters can gather freely. A vigil held there today.
Fox News Radio's Alistair Wanklin. Fox News, we report. You decide.
When my son started having behavior problems, the total transformation techniques were like the instruction manual on how to deal with him. We got immediate results.
Do you wish your kid came with an instruction manual? When he's disrespectful, defiant, or even abusive, do you know how to fix it? I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman, and I'll show you how to change your child's behavior with the Total Transformation, the program that helps you fix every behavior problem under the sun. There's no screaming, no fighting, no frustration. The Total Transformation is the program my husband James used for over 30 years to solve even the worst behavior problems. Your child will listen to you again, and you'll get peace and sanity back in your home. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you.
Call now, 1-800-894-8166. 1-800-894-8166. That's 1-800.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Hi, this is Jonathan from the Blue Jays Band. We're opening up for Sister Hazel on June 14th in downtown Ocala. But before that, on June 10th, I'd like to personally invite you to our debut CD release party at the historic Ocala Marion Theater. It's a free event, so grab your friends and maybe some not-so-friendly friends, and even that cute girl that ignores you from across the room, and come enjoy the show. It all starts at 8 p.m. on June 10th, so make sure to RSVP on our website at bluejaysband.com or call 867-5309. Yes, that's our real number.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Ira Judelson, one of New York's most prominent bail bondsmen, and he's written a book. It's called The Fixer, Any Jail, Any Court, Anytime, The Notorious Life of a Front-Page Bail Bondsman.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-size.
And it's Thursday. Hank Whittier will be in the studio bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
Let's talk golf with PGA professional James Beckett, who is also the Golf College founder.
And then Elise Wheel will be on, a legal analyst and a commentator for Fox News, coming on to speak to us about her book, A Deadly Business, a Mia Quinn mystery novel inspired by actual cases.
And then join Suzanne Santangelo and Brittany Marthaler from Ocala Health, and Leah Caruso, the Clinic Services Coordinator with Strive Physical Therapy Centers, on Health Matters.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM,
1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. It's time now for, I guess we'll call it Smoothies with the Mayor now. We don't have coffee. Frappuccino with the Mayor or something like that, whatever. Mayor Kent Gwynn joins us now at the program. Hey, nice job last week while I was gone. You and Tom had a good segment.
Yeah, we had fun with that. It was real good.
Yeah, he told me he carried you completely. He said I just carried him all the way.
Well, he's light.
Yeah.
Good to have you back. Thanks, Ken.
Right.
You've been some things this busy Mayor as usual. You went to an event this morning, which I think you're going to write something about.
Yes.
And which we talked to Don Bowman about from CEP on Monday.
Right.
Just to set the table. I know you know all this. I'll let you explain it. But, of course, a number of kids graduating from school are not going to college, and they're not going to stay home and work. They're going to go into the service. And through whatever reason, lack of funding, you can probably educate us on this. They don't have the celebration or the special occasion for these kids going to service that they used to have. So some people got busy, among them Don Bowman, who from the CP, and said, hey, we got to do something for these kids. And so it was determined they should do something downtown on the square, and then you got involved, and so what happened from there?
Yeah, a young lady from Parks and Rec Department called me and said, look, the school board's not going to be able to do this. It's the last minute, and they're going to have to pay a late fee. So if the city's not involved in it, could we make it the mayor's celebration? And so the city's involved in it. And I said, oh, absolutely. And so they didn't have to pay the fees to do the celebration. I think from what I understood, it was situation. I may have this wrong. It wasn't the school board didn't want to do it. It was the school board had, there was, let's say, Army, Navy. There were different branches of the service weren't represented in all the schools, so therefore they said, well, we're just not going to do it for
like Forrest, and one of them are just exclusively Air Force.
Right. Right.
And so there's not like that. Forrest doesn't have Navy and Army and whatever. Right. So anyway, and the funding was kind of, I guess, splintered. I don't know the whole story, but they couldn't get the money together and whatever.
Yeah, something. So they just, kind of bailed out on it and then called me and said, well, could we just make it a city event? Yeah. And I said, of course.
So you went there this morning?
You went there this morning, spoke along with Mayor Witt from Dunellen. He had some students from his community that were there. Mayor Christine Dabowski, she had some students from Bellevue High there. She spoke. A guy named Donnie Harrison. Donnie's been in the service for probably, I think, 30 years. The folks from the ROTC, they were there, and so it was really good.
What'd you do?
Well, we spoke first, and then we gave them their certificates, and then they came up on the stage and shook our hands, and we got to meet all the students, and then they and I need to look this up. It's something, I think it's called the Soldier's Creed, and they recited it, and that's pretty moving. Huh? Pretty moving. Yeah. So, and then we took some pictures. One of the pictures, I said, we've got a sign downtown that I think Mike Amston, when he was on council, got council to do, and it says, "The city of Ocala supports our armed forces and our veterans." We went through, when we were redoing the square there, they took that sign down.
I remember it.
And I had to go find that sign that was thrown in the warehouse and pull it back out, and then we had a battle on council trying to get it back up, and so finally we got it back up. It's on the corner of First Avenue and the Boulevard, and I asked the gentlemen that were in uniform, I said, I don't get this chance very often, but could you come over here and let me take a picture of all of us around that? And they said, of course. And so anyway, we got a great picture. I need to give it to Janine Robbins and get her to put it on the website. So it's a good sign.
Or give it to us. We'll put it in Best Version Media Magazine.
There you go.
So in your column. Yeah. And what you just said kind of struck me for a minute. You're a high school student. You're kind of not an adult. And right. You're kind of an overgrown kid, and you're going away. And when you say, I'm going to leave high school and now I'm going to go to the armed forces.
Right.
That's a big jump.
That's a real big jump.
You don't think about it. Say, well, okay, now today you're a student at Vanguard, and tomorrow you're shipping out.
Right.
And you're going to do all the things that soldiers or sailors or airmen or airwomen do. And you're in the Army now, my friend.
That's right.
So it's kind of and it is kind of an important thing to recognize these kids, because if you think about it. I mean, look, we value all our kids. We value the ones that go to college and get educated, come back,
right.
Get good lawyers and doctors and whatever. We value the ones that get skilled labor and come back here and whatever and hopefully get jobs. And we value the ones that go join our armed services. And if you want to put a value on it, there should be none higher than that, actually.
Right.
Because they're performing a service for us.
Sure, absolutely.
So it went well?
It went well. One of the things I told them, I said, when I was your age, in 1973, when I turned 18, the selective service was going on, and your number came up, and you needed to be ready to go. I got a letter that said I was 4F, which means, they can't take you because of some physical problem. And I had asthma as a child, but I ran track, played football, played baseball, so I thought I was in pretty good shape, but they said, can't take you. So fast forward 10 years later, I'm 28, married, got a child. I wanted to sign up and join the reserves. And they said, remember that letter we sent you back in 73? Still can't take you.
Can't take it.
Yeah. So anyway, I told them, I regret not being able to have joined the armed forces.
Yeah, that drafting thing, that was scary.
Yeah.
And I was in college about the Vietnam time when we didn't know it, but it was going on,
right.
At the time. And I was going to school, and I was going to school part-time, like 11 hours instead of 12.
Right.
So if you weren't a full-time student, you could be drafted.
Right.
Well, guess what happened? I got drafted.
12 out. Oh, okay.
I know. It was too late then. I was drafted, and I went to got my physical in Jacksonville. They said, go home, and we'll just give you your orders to ship out. Meanwhile, my wife tells me the following week, guess what? You're going to be a dad.
Oh my God!
So, and someone said, "Well, you need to take that down to the, to the people and tell them because they don't take you if you're a dad. Your number will be higher." So I did, and so I didn't go.
Right.
So, but I mean, those are people don't know what it's like. It's scary to get drafted. When you're thinking, "Oh man, I don't want to have to go do." Now, if you're at war,
right?
You're going to go. You're going to do what you got to do. But at a time when, of course, we didn't know we were at war in Vietnam. But anyway, everybody goes through those kind of things, and I have a lot of respect for the people who are in the service. And
sure.
Took 2 years of ROTC. Do you ever take ROTC?
They didn't really have that when I was
required
in school.
it when I was in the University of Florida. Yeah.
Well, and the war was over. Vietnam War was over 6 months after I turned 18. Yeah. So it was.
Well, I was on the front. I was on the front end. You were on the back end of that deal.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
Yeah. Speaking of doing battle, you said you were doing battle to get that sign up. Did a little battle with City Council, huh?
Oh yeah, that veto. Yeah.
So you used the weapon, the veto. First time you ever used it, right?
No. They overrode a veto that I did on alcohol ordinance about notifying surrounding property owners when they served alcohol outside, expanded their license location permit. And council felt that the neighbors shouldn't be notified if they had outdoor alcohol where they were serving outside the building. So, they defeated that one. But this one stuck. And, like I said in the paper today, I said I've approved virtually every development that's ever come to council in the 15 years or 12 years I was on council where I had a vote. And there are a couple of them we made him go back and fix. But, other than that, I've approved them all. This development was just in the wrong place. It may be good somewhere, but not there. They were showing places like, well, in Orlando they do this, and this is what the rest of the country's doing, and things like that. And we need to do this, and God forbid, no disrespect to the folks in Orlando, but God forbid that we end up like Orlando. Like I said last night, people flee from cities like that, South Florida. That's why they're here, because of our uniqueness. They were talking about Baldwin Park. And I've been to Baldwin Park. Baldwin Park is a bunch of tan buildings that look like that Sears building. And they've got a shopping center there with a Publix. That's pretty much Baldwin Park. It's the old Navy base. It's just... It would have been a community about 2/3 the size of the population of Bellevue on 400 acres. About probably, I think it was almost 3,000 people would have lived there on 400 acres.
A lot of developers are probably mad at you, aren't they?
It'll be developed. It just won't be developed the way they were proposing.
I see. I got you. Okay.
Well, no, a lot of developers said you did the right thing and thanked me for it.
Well, the real estate show comes up next. We'll find out what Dave Copeland's guys thought about it. It'll be good. Okay. Well, anyway, so they didn't override it.
No.
You had Councilman Hilty and Councilman Oliver on your side.
Yeah.
They needed what?
4-1. They needed 4 votes. They only had 3.
4-1. I always hear 4-1. I think of one thing. 4-1. What do you think of?
Yeah.
Marion Theater. 4-1.
Oh yeah. Or 1-4.
1-4, then 4-1.
So it'll get reclassified probably as a neighborhood land use classification, and that'll probably go through.
Yeah, and then they'll come back, and then we'll talk about density and things like that, what we're comfortable with. So yeah, they're not going to walk away, I don't think, but they'll come back with something different. But we'll just, we'll just take it a day at a time and see what happens. I mean, I don't think they're in a hurry. We're not in a hurry. Let's do it right, because once it's there forever, and it's never going to go away. And the thing is if that's okay to put that development there, then it's okay to put the next development right next to it, and on and on and on.
So density is the issue for you? Density?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even some folks that developed some properties around there called me and said, it's the wrong project there, and it was just too intense.
Mm-hmm.
And just the facts that they presented, they were just very vague, and well, we might do this, well, we might not, well, we haven't figured that out yet, but go ahead and approve it right now. We'll figure all that out later.
All right.
Can't do that.
We by the way, I did not know this. Augie Griner Jr. just texted me and said that Mel Ponder, the son of Charlotte and Carswell Ponder, is the mayor of Destin. You knew that, didn't you?
Carswell told me that the other day.
Yeah, I did not know that. Congratulations to Mel. How about that? We have now a new game called Celebrity Fake or Factoid.
Celebrity Fake or Factoid.
You think you know any celebrities at this table that want to play?
Sure. Tom, you want to play?
The fact of the matter is I am the celebrity.
That's why I'm asking you.
In his mind, he's a celebrity. We'll take a break, come back. I'll ask you about what your favorite little small town to visit is in Florida. I read a list off a while ago with a bunch of them. You may have one you want to throw in there as well, besides Ocala and others. Coming up next right here in the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800.
Hey, Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours, and I need a fourth. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia, Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner, and the postage stamp, and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Mayor Grant with us for a couple minutes before we go to Celebrity Faker Factoid. You visited with the governor just this afternoon.
Yeah, the governor was in town today over at Admiral Furniture over at Pete Villella's place, and there was a good crowd over there. He, came for a campaign stop, and Representative Dennis Baxley gave him his endorsement, and I gave the governor my endorsement. So we're looking forward to great campaign and, getting to work.
Off and running.
Off and running.
Speaking of running, time now for Fake or Factoid, America's brand new game, popular right up there with Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. And today, your number 2 victim, Tom Schmitz, if he has it his way. Ready to go, Mayor?
Let's go.
Can you beat him?
I'll try.
Number 1, fake or factoid. House flies have a lifespan of 2 weeks.
Fake.
Fake.
Both wrong. It's fact. Number 2, only male spiders bite.
Fake.
Fake.
Correct. Number 3, only female mosquitoes bite.
Fact.
That's a fact.
Both correct. You both have 1 miss. Here we go. Number 4. We will weigh slightly more while we're yawning.
Fact.
Fact.
Anybody want to change their answer? You should have. It's fake. Both got 2 misses. Number 5. When the moon is directly over your head, you weigh slightly less.
When the moon is directly over your head, you weigh slightly less. Yeah, I'd probably say it's probably true.
Fact.
Both say fact?
Fact.
Both correct. Hanging on. Here we go in the mulligan round. In the U.S., female workers earn an average of 77 cents for every dollar a man earns.
Yes, fact.
Correcto. Both got 2 misses, both hanging on. Here we go. Number 2, blind white women earn twice as much as others.
True. Fact.
Fake.
Anybody want to change their answer?
No.
The mayor's out. It's fake. Sounds like it'll be. Finally, the manatees possess vocal cords which give them an ability to speak like humans, but don't do so because they have no ears with which to hear the sound.
Fact.
Doesn't matter, doesn't count. You want to take a guess at it?
I would say probably fact, yeah.
It is fact. Want to guess the number?
Yeah, 1. We got a minute.
How many billion pounds of food is wasted in the U.S. every day? 1 billion pounds of food.
20.
20 billion, Tom says. 12, the mayor says. How about 96?
Wow.
96
So
billion pounds of food wasted every day in the U.S. How do we go hungry in this country? We throw food out. You know, a guy who won a Nobel Peace Prize, learning how to keep food that's out there from restaurants and keeping it overnight and preserve it and giving it to the poor people.
You know how else you can win one? Finding somebody could beat me at Fake or Factoid.
Please. Oh, my. See what you do to me? Now I got to live with this till the next 3 days because he's won 2. You know, his nemesis is gone. Austin
was my nemesis. I beat JJ like a drum, and Austin was the one I couldn't beat.
Couldn't beat Austin. Yeah, so
maybe this intern will come in here and take you down.
There you go. Hey, Mayor, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. And look forward to hearing more about the events of the day, the downtown, and all that good stuff.
All right.
Appreciate you sharing your time with us.
All right.
Mayor Ken Gwynn. Coming up next, it's going to be the state of real estate. Wonder what that is. Dave Cope's in the house. We'll talk to him right here in the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Hi, Robin. You look tired.
I am. I've been running all over town.
Why? Why not drive?
I need to get this stupid document notarized.
Well, that's easy. You need personal service.
Duh. That's what I've been looking for.
You need to go see Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can notarize that for you, make copies, fax it wherever, or send it out in the mail. Heck, he can even scan it and email it for you.
Really? Where is he at?
2375 Northeast 25th Avenue, on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. You can call him at 789-6683.
Personal Service Center. Thanks, Larry.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala Restore at 926 Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give us a call at 401-0075 and we'll come pick it up. For more information, visit ocalarestore.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County. Building homes, building hope, building community.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
1370 WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. President Obama in Brussels for the G7 summit after a meeting in Warsaw with Ukraine's president-elect.
President following it up with a speech to the Polish people about the 25th anniversary of Solidarity. All of this being overshadowed back home by Bo Bergdahl, the questions about whether the president broke the law, why he didn't notify Congress before the Gitmo transfer of those 5 Taliban commanders.
Fox's Ed Henry, a judge orders a mental health evaluation for a man arrested after bomb-making components were found in his San Francisco Frisco apartment. The country stars you'd expect in Nashville for tonight's CMT Awards, and then some.
Luke Bryan, Florida Georgia Line, Miranda Lambert, plus a few surprises. R&B artist Jason Derulo will be paired with Bryan and Florida Georgia Line in the opener. CMT has also matched up John Legend with Jennifer Nettles.
Fox News Radio's Michelle Polino. Fox News. We report, you decide.
When my son started having behavior problems, the total transformation techniques were like the instruction manual on how to deal with him. We got immediate results.
Do you wish your kid came with an instruction manual? When he's disrespectful, defiant, or even abusive, do you know how to fix it? I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman, and I'll show you how to change your child's behavior with the Total Transformation, the program that helps you fix every behavior problem under the sun. There's no screaming, no fighting, no frustration. The Total Transformation is the program my husband James used for over 30 years to solve even the worst behavior problems. Your child will listen to you again, and you'll get peace and sanity back in your home. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you.
Call now. 1-800-894-8166. 1-800-894-8166. That's 1-800-894.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Like the man said, it's hour to the program, Voice of Ocala. On a Wednesday, that means it's time for the state of real estate, and our guru is in the house. Yes, he is a guru. I'm calling him that anyway. Dave Cope joins us now for his segment. David, how are you? Good to see you again.
Great to be here, buddy. The skies are blue in Marion County, and real estate is tracking in a better direction. That's for sure.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, hopefully, right?
I think some people are out there making a little bit of money in real estate, but it's no doubt it's moving in a better direction. And looking forward to, this 2014 is going to be a good year, I think, comparatively speaking, for sure. This summer might be a little slow like it always gets, but I think we've got a lot to look forward to.
All right, well, you got a special guest in the house. I saw him walking by the station because you always surprise us. We never know who you're going to bring next. Some big hitter every week. It's just never know who's going to be. But I saw this guy walking by in front. I thought, well, what are you doing in this part of the woods? And then lo and behold, he's here to you on your show. So I'll let you introduce your special guest.
It's my pleasure. This is an old friend of mine, and he always kind of flies under the radar, but anybody that knows anything about what's going on in downtown Ocala knows that my guest today, Mark DeBolt, is a integral player. He might keep his head low in some ways, but if it's downtown Ocala, he always knows more about what's going on down there than just about anybody I could find.
DeBolt Properties, huh?
What's that?
DeBolt Properties.
Yep, Mark DeBolt at DeBolt Properties, and his office is right next to
La Cuisine.
La Cuisine French restaurant, if you know where that is.
Good food.
But Mark has played the role of a broker and owns his own properties, and I think mostly that's what he does now. He owns a portfolio of properties, several buildings downtown, and a couple others scattered around in Ocala, and then even probably a couple of tracts of land scattered throughout the county. But Mark, welcome to the show today, and can you tell us a little bit about what is going on downtown?
Thank you, Dave. It's great to be here and good to see you, buddy. It's
see you, Mark. Last time I saw you, we were on a bus together going to Georgia, I think.
I think you might be right. But there's, I'll echo what Dave said. There's a lot of good things happening out there. I think we just like to see activity, both of us. We find our way into a deal every now and then. But a lot of these I'll mention today I'm not a part of, but I'm just excited to see them happening because they fill up buildings, they absorb inventory, and it's just usually they're hiring people and making things happen in town for everybody else. So I'll start with Ocuse, and I was a part of that, and they're a graduate of the power plant, the business incubator downtown, and they moved into my executive building, which is on South Magnolia. Them and another graduate of that program took essentially the entire second floor of that building, almost 5,000 square feet of space. So we were very excited to see that. They've got a lot of young engineers and computer guys in there. They make good money. They're spending money. They're creating activity downtown, and it's great to see.
Yeah, Raul Rosdown and his crew, they go down to that craft beer place all the time, so they're spending money down there.
Yes, they do. They said they have a remote office down at the Infinite Ale Works, and that's one of the things that I was mentioning. That's Tommy McDonald and Juan Bengoa's second venture down there. They're the owners of Pie on Broadway, and they've now opened Infinite Ale Works. So they filled up a building down there, and that's very exciting. They got great beer, and that's a good time, and they say they're doing very well. They're very happy with how it's going so far. I'm just going to rattle off a few more things that are exciting to me as far as downtown. Many people are familiar with the old Manning building. There were two buildings in the north end of downtown, and Ted Schott purchased the Manning Millworks building several years ago, and he just leased another space in there, so he's filling his building up, which is great for the north part of downtown. I'd also like to mention that the old Manning building supplied the warehouse building over to the west of that. That was about a 20,000 square foot, or is about a 20,000 square foot building, and that's been sold. I'm not sure of the users, but it did close and changed hands for a relatively low price, but there is extensive rehabilitation that needs to take place there, but that's great to see.
So stuff's happening down there right now.
Stuff's happening. The Skipper's building, or what I call the Skipper's building, which is the former Social Security building, that is about to close. And that's 16,000 square foot of space. And just got off the phone with Steve Whiteloff, the broker on that, and he said it's going to be great for downtown. It's a family-oriented business.
Heard it was a restaurant.
I didn't ask him if it was a restaurant. He said it was family-oriented. They're relocating from somewhere else, and so that's exciting to see. And he says it'll be very positive for downtown. Another, I think, positive development, a big downtown proponent, and I think fellow and you've been involved with her buddy on some things. Angie Lewis purchased the Trey Chic building.
Isn't that great?
That's great to see her down there. I think that's a signature building, and she's involved in downtown, so that'll be great to see as well. And that did not stay on the market long, so it's good to see these bigger properties changing hands fairly rapidly.
Dave, I'm told when she bought it, David, that all the things inside the gift shop were just left there.
Yeah.
And she had a sale, and people came down and bought them.
Yes, that's what I heard too. There's everything from, I think, the linens on the tablecloths,
knickknacks, and
until
tchotchkes and everything else.
Everything else. So that's good for her. The folks over at Pine Plaza recently leased over 15, or I think about 25,000 square feet to the Cowboys, which is a nightclub establishment. Mm-hmm. That's exciting in the downtown area. Ken McKay recently leased his old First American building. That's 8,000 square feet. So there's a lot of exciting things.
Story today, David, you may have read this, let you jump in there, is about the involvement of Bobby Genovese now in the Cowboy Saloon in Pine Plaza, South Pine, apparently. That's you know about that?
I've heard about it. Know that he is somehow partnered with Joel Wiesner to some degree.
That's Silver Springs, the entertainment,
that's the Silver Springs deal.
Stuff,
but I heard it was a concept that must be very successful in South Florida somewhere.
According to the Star Banner, he's got this BG Capital, which is his company, acquired 50% of the share in the Cowboy Saloon in Pine Plaza. that once were a midnight rodeo used to be.
Yes.
So they just get involved in that. So,
but I think the general takeaway that I'm getting from Mark here is that over the past 3 to 6 months, there's been a lot of square footage of space that has been absorbed in downtown Ocala.
Yes, exactly.
It's really, there for 3 or 4 years, it was hard to attract tenants to come and even look, much less make offers and strike deals, where now when you start seeing this much space go to the tenants and they go in and do build out to improve the space, they're going to be there for several years because they've got investments in the buildings. That means for the next several years, things are moving in the right direction, and you're probably going to start seeing some scarcity of space at some point.
Yes.
And that's when rent rates start going up. So for you folks out there in the office or retail business that are looking, don't wait another day before you go downtown and get serious about doing something if that's the location you want to be in.
You know anybody they can get in touch with? Oh, wait a minute.
Mark DeBolt, Mark, maybe you need to let them know where you're over there right next to La Cuisine.
Right between La Cuisine and Digger's Antique Mall, which is also quite the shopping experience if you haven't been down there.
Yeah,
it's
kind of on the same street where Pie and the wine experience is located.
That is correct, yes.
You can give the number if you want to, Mark.
I'm located at 46 Southwest 1st Avenue, and that is right directly behind the famous Marion Theater.
Yep. All right.
And I hear the Marion Theater is doing well as well.
Doing better.
So,
it's doing better, yeah.
Yeah, some good things happening.
Yeah. We're going to take a break here. We come back, and you can decide what you want to talk about. But one of the things I want to talk about with Mark is about this whole downtown concept. People have been waiting for a long time, and the old phrase of shoveling coal, which Mark has been doing downtown, he's seen this thing change a bunch of different times. We're seeing it now go up. I want to ask Mark, and you too, how about the plan for the whole linear park, the proposed hotel, with Albert Pig was on the show not too long ago, and the whole concept of Tuscaloosa Park, how that feeds into what you're doing, Mark, and if you give us some insight on that, we appreciate it.
Sure.
We'll take a break, come back, more on Staley Real Estate with David Cope, Mark DeBolt, right here in the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
It's the ultimate summer staycation, just minutes from downtown Ocala, but miles away from the ordinary. A summer sports or summer golf membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club is your all-inclusive ticket to a summer filled with activities and fun from June through September. A summer membership at Golden Ocala opens the door to a world-class setting. Is golf your game? Is tennis your passion? Or is lounging poolside more your speed? Want to get in shape? Work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center and then relax relax and unwind in the sauna or the spa. Summer members also have use of the Equestrian Center at Golden Ocala, offering full board and paddock, impeccable trails, and a jumping ring for riders of all ages. Summer memberships are going fast, so visit goldenocala.com and explore the options. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. This summer, you can live there and still play here.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready for prom season with updos and makeup. And with summer coming, now's the time to book your appointment to get that Brazilian blowout or start with your summer highlights. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
News Talk 1370 WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Back with the real estate guru, Dave Cope, and his guest, Mark DeBolt. Before we went to break, we talked about the projections for downtown. We've heard about this for a long, long time. Mark and I we've been talking about this grand plan for the vision, and Matt Brower took us up to Georgia where we looked at a couple cities. Some things have happened with the Marion Theater, stuff going on. But there is this master plan for what's happening, what's going to happen in terms of Linear Park and then Tuscaloosa Park, and, of course, the hotel on the east side of the square. Gentlemen, fill me in, if you will. Where do we stand on that? Are we on track? Is it going to work? And do you think these goals are attainable? Let's start with you, Mark.
As I understand it, the developers are waiting for rating from city staff to complete the review of the developers agreement. And then once those issues are worked through, then it will be brought to council for a vote. And basically it comes down to certain incentives, essentially, or waivers of fees and so forth, because neither of the projects appear to be economically feasible without some incentive. Mm-hmm. And that's just a combination of retrofitting and so forth that needs to be done, and just the current market environment as well. So that's what they're waiting on. So it's really, as I understand it from the developers, it's in the city's hands right now, and that's what they're waiting on.
Mark, I know we both know a couple friends of ours that are involved with volleyball here in Marion County and Ocala. And Ocala seems to have become sort of a girls' volleyball mecca of a sort.
Yes, it has.
And I've heard a couple rumors talking about trying to build some sort of facility near downtown in the Tuscaloosa area that might be somehow architecturally suitable for some kind of big volleyball tournaments.
Yes, and that's you're exactly correct. And I've looked at those plans, and they are somewhat on hold. It's sort of a little different what Buddy's talking about, but it still fits right into this master plan and the linear park concept, because the proposed site for this is the old municipal trailer park on the very north end of Tuscaloosa. It would work very well from a shared parking concept with the folks that are redoing the
concert hall,
the Ocala Auditorium. But this facility would be a multi-purpose facility, probably in the 30,000, 40,000 square foot range.
I've not heard that.
Couple of $1 million investment. You would bring in basically tourists, because you're bringing in overnight folks for volleyball tournaments, maybe indoor soccer tournaments. It could be anywhere from proms to CEP annual luncheons, things of that nature. So it could be a great multi-use facility. Those plans are very much in the infancy stages, but it certainly would fit into the overall program.
How big is the site there?
That site, I believe, is about 2.5 acres.
Right.
So you would probably need some of that parking across the street to fully develop the site, but it would fit.
That could work.
It could work very well, and you're bringing in people from all over the state. They're spending the night, they're spending money, they're walking around Tuscaloosa Park. If anybody hasn't been there lately, the folks over at Parks and Rec, have done an outstanding job. The Discovery Science Center is doing well.
Lisa Townsend's doing a great job what she's doing.
And it is just, it's really, really doing well.
And then if you add in the other elements of that plan, the talk about the north side starting a restaurant district here, which we talked about for a long time.
The Gaslight District.
Gaslight District, which is a perfect match if you had those buildings and you had people here, you had restaurants. Now you have an entertainment place to go, and Tuscaloosa's lit up, and there's things going on there. There's concerts being played. There's things, and these volleyball things, they're huge, as you guys know.
They're big.
And then look at the geography. Because of Ocala's geography, we now have the state junior college basketball tournament here. Because let's face it, who would rather go? Would you rather go to Chipola, or would you rather go to Marion County if you're from Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach or whatever? So the geography we got going for us in volleyball, at least at a state level, certainly would be appealing, I would think.
It's very appealing, and we've hosted one-day tournaments at our club, and we have kicked around doing two-day tournaments. But we definitely get a lot of travelers from we've had them as far south as Miami and as far north as Tallahassee coming in for the tournaments that we have.
Where's the closest facility for a sport like that? Is it the Milk House at Disney? Is that the closest?
Well,
to hold multi-day tournaments?
To hold multi-day tournaments, you're going down to the Eustis, I forget what they call it, but it's Chet Lemon's place down there.
It's in Tavares.
Tavares, it's in Tavares, yes.
Right.
And that's, the Milk House is also one. OVA has a facility right there in Orlando. We could host two-day tournaments at our smaller facility here. We have 3 tournament courts right over a couple of blocks away on Southwest 15th Avenue. But we just have, it's a bigger process to host a 2-day tournament, and just have not gone to that level yet. But it is big in Ocala, and Beach is growing as well, so it's good.
Getting back to that thing about the downtown and on some of the issues, and Mark, this has long been an issue at downtown, getting people to cross over 40 and go to the north side. Is there that mental block there, what have you? One of the issues that we heard about on the show, David, when we had Albert Peak on, is the proposed wall along the railroad track. And which would further divide the city.
Yes.
Which I don't know of anybody who's for that. The railroad wants that, but it seems like it makes no sense. We got one imaginary facade block there. Now we're constructing a wall which divides the city. How do you all feel about that?
Totally agree with you there, buddy. You cannot, I just don't think a wall is going to be conducive to pedestrian-friendly nature that we're trying to build down there, and that's just an inherent problem in the linear park itself. The linear park conceptually is incredible, but with some of these old site plans that you have getting into and out of the Bank of America building, you've got the railroad going right down the middle of it. Those are just some some issues that you have to work through.
I think the railroad issue is a very significant problem, and money doesn't grow on trees. But if you could solve the problem, if money was not an issue, maybe you could either dig a tunnel or build a bridge. I've been in Chicago before, and all the trains running overhead in Chicago. It's a distraction. It's noisy, but having a wall literally on that street, in my opinion, will be detrimental to any growth to the east of over toward the old Sprint building site and toward City Hall. So I think they got to get that. They need to get that worked out. But it may not be a deal killer. But I can tell you from talking to Albert Peake that he's not too crazy about the idea.
Yeah,
doing the hotel side.
And of course, the issue he's got is if he certain hotel chains that won't build there because of the noise factor.
Exactly.
It has to be a quiet zone, whatever.
Exactly.
That's CSX. That's not a busy spur there. There's some people think you could just probably cut that thing off. I don't know about it, but I mean, it's not heavily traveled.
It just gets very light traffic.
Yeah, it does.
I think they just go to Seminole Feed Store.
It stubs out at the Silver Springs Industrial
Laurel
Park,
Run out there too.
Out there, and it goes behind Laurel Run, and then it ends out there at the Silver Springs Shores Industrial Park.
Although we're getting a lot more trains through town now. CSX got 8 more or something like that, at least that many.
There are a lot more trains through town, but that is just a stub that only gets, I think, once a week or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark, maybe the last question. Just
we got about a minute, a little less than a minute. So.
How do you see? Do you hear much about residential right now? Is residential picking up, catching on fire, cooling off? What do you see?
I think there's generally very strong. It the trend has been pretty much, while the median price has dropped a little bit the last couple of months, the number of homes sold is just continuing to be very stable and very healthy. The absorption continues to be real strong. Elimination of foreclosures is steady, and so I think the residential is strong. We're starting to see a lot more activity on vacant lots, which is an indicator of new building, and so it's good.
So, you feel good today. Good report. That means 10 seconds.
Hey, as I started off, the sky's blue and it's getting bluer here in Marion County. If you got any money in your pocket, you might better be thinking about real estate.
All right, thanks a lot. Mark DeBolt, Dave Cope. That's State of Real Estate. Coming up next, the managing editor of the Star Banner, Jim Ross, joins us right here on the Voicemail Column.
70 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness. I'm looking forward to a fun, healthy summer, and I have a few ideas that might just help you and your friends stay in shape and have fun too. Along with awesome personal training and group classes at our warm and inviting fitness studio, we also offer fitness classes at your home or business. And if you're tired of the same old, boring cake and punch party, why not let us host a hot new health trend, a fitness party at your home or office? If you're having a hard time getting to the gym this summer because of your crazy schedule, then work out with your friends or coworkers in a private group fitness class, or host a fitness party at your home or office. We will bring you and your friends or coworkers one of our great workouts like Zumba, Pilates, Body Bar, Yoga, Tai Chi Boot Camp, or Zumba Tonics for kids. We can even help you reach your long-term goals by meeting at your place weekly for an on-location workout. Check out our website at kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. Kinetic Motion Fitness is located just 5 minutes from downtown Ocala near the Skylark Plaza. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800. Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source, WOCA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. President Obama in Brussels for the G7 summit after a meeting in Warsaw with Ukraine's president-elect.
President following it up with a speech to the Polish people about the 25th anniversary of Solidarity. All of this being overshadowed back home by Bo Bergdahl, the questions about whether the president broke the law, why he didn't notify Congress before the Gitmo transfer of those 5 Taliban commanders.
Fox's Ed Henry, a judge orders a mental health evaluation for a man arrested after bomb-making components were found in his San Francisco apartment. The country stars you'd expect in Nashville for tonight's CMT Awards, and then some.
Luke Bryan, Florida Georgia Line, Miranda Lambert, plus a few surprises. R&B artist Jason Derulo will be paired with Bryan and Florida Georgia Line in the opener. CMT has also matched up John Legend with Jennifer Nettles.
Fox News Radio's Michelle Polino. Fox News, we report, you decide.
When my son started having behavior problems, the total transformation techniques were like the instruction manual on how to deal with him. We got immediate results.
Do you wish your kid came with an instruction manual? When he's disrespectful, defiant, or even abusive, do you know how to fix it? I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman, and I'll show you how to change your child's behavior with the Total Transformation, the program that helps you fix every behavior problem under the sun. There's no screaming, no fighting, no frustration. The Total Transformation is the program my husband James used for over 30 years to solve even the worst behavior problems. Your child will listen to you again, and you'll get peace and sanity back in your home. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you.
Call now, 1-800-894-8166. 1-800-894-8166. That's 1-800-894.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall. On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Ira Judelson, one of New York's most prominent bail bondsmen, and he's written a book. It's called The Fixer, Any Jail, Any Court, Anytime, The Notorious Life of a Front-Page Bail Bondsman.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And it's Thursday. Hank Whittier will be in the studio bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
Let's talk golf with PGA professional James Beckett, who is also the Golf College founder.
And then Elise Wheel will be on, a legal analyst and a commentator for Fox News, coming on to speak to us about her book, A Deadly Business, a Mia Quinn mystery novel inspired by actual cases.
And then join Suzanne Santangelo and Brittany Marthaler from Ocala Health and Leah Caruso, the Clinic Services Coordinator with Strive Physical Therapy Centers on Health Matters.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on the Source WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Back at the Voice of Ocala, joined now by the managing editor of the Star Banner, Ocala.com, Jim Ross. Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Doing fine, buddy. How you doing?
Great. Great to have you back again. And just catching up from vacation, I've seen you've had a few stories popping here. We were out in the hallway talking about one of them with Dave, and and Mark, who just did the real estate show, and they were obviously talking about the story you had. I did not read this story. I hate to talk about stories without reading them, but apparently there has been some checks written to people involved in the hospital in Monroe, the takeover. So, and you were telling me that this story had been around for a while. It's not something brand new, that numerous people, including Steve Purvis, have gotten exit, whatever you call them, golden parachutes, whatever when this whole deal went down, and the hospital will change hands. Any light you can shed on that for us at all?
Well, the newest development today is that the county commission yesterday was asking the hospital district trustees who oversee things for more information about these severance packages, which were contractually constructed. They weren't just invented out of thin air. They were in people's contracts, including Mr. Purvis. And we have reported previously about what was happening. And the news yesterday was the county commission saying, we want to know more about how this all went down. And so I think we will be learning more. I think we would have anyway, but I think we'll be learning more perhaps sooner than otherwise.
They seemed a bit surprised by it. You not so much. You said you reported it quite some months ago.
Yeah, it's been out there. We've reported it, that there were a number of employees and former employees who qualified for these severance packages. They were part of their contracts, and apparently not entirely unusual in the healthcare world, from what I understand. The issue with Mr. Purvis was a bit particular, concerned timing and when he left and when the agreements were made for the new leaseholder and such. That's all being resolved right now. But still, people want to know how that money is being spent, rightfully so, and the county commission, which has ultimate say, definitely wants to know, and so that's what's happening now.
And another story, when you had the mayor on at 3:30 today, he was talking about, we were talking to him about the veto the city council tried to override on the Trinity property. He made some people unhappy about that. A couple of guys who just walked out the door who weren't real happy about it. But Kent's comments were, and Tom, you can remember this too as well as I, he said he thinks the deal will get done, but he thinks that probably just he didn't like the way it was structured, didn't like the way it was, as you described, the 10 buildings all close together, the density. There are a lot of things about it he said he didn't like, and he vetoed it. And I believe that Councilman Hilty and Councilman Oliver stood with him. They needed a 4-1 to overturn it, and they didn't get that. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's exactly what happened last night. And we'll have a story online soon and in tomorrow's paper talking to the developer about what his next step is. He will be back, as expected. He'll have to alter his plans, of course. It will have to become, less density, not more, obviously. So what that's going to look like, I'm not sure anyone knows. I'm not sure that he knows. But he was very gracious in defeat, from what I understand, and will be coming back. Time marches on, buddy. You know that as well as anyone. And
I've marched a while myself,
and I'm right beside you, and got the gray hair to prove it. And I don't think that part of town is going to look that way for much longer. I think things are going to change. They already have changed with the high school and other things. But it's all a question of what it's going to look like, what density is going to be allowed, what kind of development. And I think last night was a real important moment in Ocala. I'm not taking sides either way, but this is an issue that was really vetted and debated and talked about, and people, really speaking from the heart. And so now it's time to see what the next step is, and I'm curious to see what it's going to be.
Well, I love the public discourse. I think it's what we need exactly. The venting, the vetting, the talking about it. I'm glad we're able to talk about it on this radio program. I'm glad you're writing about it in the paper and online. And this is what we have to do to be able to be aware of this. I did not know about the exit contracts for the hospital, but anyway, it's what it requires. It requires discussion. It requires reporting. It requires investigation. It requires the cooperation of the public and the governmental agencies working together to find out these things and to have transparency, which is what we need. We need transparency, and without that, we got nothing. So I'm happy about that part of it too. And now there was a shootout over the weekend while I was gone. Where this guy, a convicted felon, who was holed up apparently with a woman, and he had assault rifles of all kinds. I remember, and according to what the sheriff told me in talking to him, that he had a plan that he basically was going to lure them in by having the hostage and then kill the deputies. That was his plan. And it turned out they were able to although they had some kind of a piece of equipment, big armor, and he shot into the windshields, and the windshields were bulletproof. Sheriff told me that he didn't think they would take too much more, that these things almost went through them. And so, as luck would have it, not luck, thankfully fate, nobody was seriously injured or killed. And this guy, obviously, I don't know if he wanted death by cop or what he wanted, or he wanted to take them out. He was apprehended. It had 80 men out there at one point in time. Now, I'm not taking a position on this, but I'm just going to say I can understand the sheriff's concern when he has to put 80 men on something like that and he's short of people and or cars, whatever. That is a serious issue for Marion County. What he worries about is that someday something bad's going to happen, and then we'll say, oh my gosh, we should have taken care of this. I know you don't editorialize often. You write a column about it occasionally, once a week, and your job is to report the news. But tell me about this whole situation with you. Is it getting to a point where we're about due for we've had public debate about it, to make a choice now what we're going to do about public safety here?
Well, definitely. It was a big issue last year at budget time, we all remember, and got resolved or kind of hit the pause button, sort of. Now it's back in budget season again. The constitutional officers, including the sheriff, have submitted their budgets. I believe they're all looking for increases. The sheriff's most notable because he's got the biggest agency, and he does need more manpower and such. And he's made that case to the Star Banner and to the county commission and to the public in general. I think what happened on Sunday, and as you said, thank heavens nobody was hurt. That's what's most important. But it just goes to show, not that we needed a reminder, but this is a reminder all the same. You never know what you're rolling up on when you go to a call like that. And the sheriff knows that, and he has to be prepared for the worst. And he got, well, maybe not the worst on Sunday, but it couldn't have gotten much worse. You had a guy out there with very bad intentions and a lot of weapons. So he had to respond the way that he responded. And understandably, he wants to make sure that he has what's necessary to protect the public, protect his people out there, and we all want
on him. This is on him. It's his, if it doesn't, then he's failed at his job.
Exactly. So he's doing what he needs to do, and the county commission, which holds the purse strings, the commissioners are doing what they have to do. So we're just getting started on this budget season. We'll see what happens. I think that this event on Sunday will be something that people can point to and say, "This is what we're talking about. This can happen," and it's very sobering.
It is. Yes, I rode back into town over the weekend, and I went to breakfast with Tom Schmitz down there, and we were walking out of a local breakfast place, and we hadn't read our paper, and we saw a story about Silver Springs funding is disappointing out of Tallahassee. Now, I have not really read more than that. What can you fill us in on that story?
That was kind of a wrap-up just on the disappointment. You'll recall the legislative session started with such promise for people who wanted some real action on the Springs. There was a big plan mostly coming out of the Senate with a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and a plan to spend it to restore the Springs. And eventually, over time, that kind of got whittled away. Something eventually was passed, but it's just a shadow of what they started with. Now, the promise is that in 2015, this issue will come back again and it'll be properly funded. But I think what that story was doing was just sort of looking back at what could have been. And it is a disappointment to people who care about the Springs. But as you know, the Springs have a lot of defenders and a lot of fans out there, and they are not quiet about it either when they talk to their legislators. They will keep this up.
I don't criticize the public officials because they have limited funds too. I understand that, and they can't make money. Well, there is no money, so it's tough. You got to make a choice. The old metaphor of the lifeboat. I have 100 people, and I have only room for 75. What 25 stay behind? So when you make tough choices, somebody has to pay. But it does feel a little bit like, in everything we're doing, we're kicking the can down the road, to use Brad's phrase. And here we go, and everything we're doing, whether it's education, whether it's environment, whether it's whatever, we always seem to, we'll do it again in 2015. It's always kicking the can down the road. We're still in recovery. There's no question about the Great Recession, but I don't know if there are enough bold politicians to step up and say, we need this. We need it, and I'm for this. And when you do, you get your head handed to you if you're not careful. So I think there's going to come a moment of truth here where we've got to make some choices.
I think so, too. And as to the Springs, I'll take them at their word. The 2015 will be better. But I can understand why people would be skeptical, and I'll wait and see as well. But what they said, especially on the House side, was that this would be a priority in 2015. So let's see.
We'll see. We get back, I want to ask you about a story also, and a guy who's kind of getting involved all over the town. He also involved in Silver Springs, a name that I hadn't heard a lot about, but now suddenly his name pops up in your story today again. That's Bobby Genovese, who now has bought the old Midnight Cowboy complex, or at least part of it. And he, of course, is involved in Silver Springs. I don't know this man. I don't know if you've ever met him or not, but I'd like to know more about it. Maybe you'll do a story on him one of these days, huh?
Absolutely.
We'll take a break, come back, and the managing editor of the Star Banner is with us, and we'll talk more with Jim Ross about the news after this time out on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source. Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank. It's time to expect more.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Coming August 8th and 9th, the first annual Ocala Bike Fest. How would you like a chance to win a 2014 Harley Street Glide? How about a 2014 Indian Chief Vintage? The tickets are only $100 each, and each chance drawing has only 599 tickets. Now that is some great odds. All proceeds go to ARC. Questions, call 387-2210. The number again is 387-2210. Ocala Bike Fest. We'll see you there.
WOCA is proud to be part of the first annual Hispanic West Indian American Food and Music Festival Community Outreach. Authentic ethnic food and music. June 14, 12 to 5 p.m. 125 Marion Oaks Trail, Marion Oaks. Salsa, Merengue Orchestra, West Indian Music, Islands Music DJ. For more information or to be a vendor, call 201-356-7156. That's 201-356-7156. June 14, 12 to 5 p.m. 125 Marion Oaks Trail, Marion Oaks. Help support community awareness needs.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back. Final few minutes with Jim Ross of the Star Banner. We talked about a new shooter in town, as they say, a guy that certainly has made a splash in terms of business. First at Silver Springs, no pun intended. He and Joel Wiesner are involved in the entertainment company that oversees the vendor of Silver Springs, and they're also, I guess, have the water slide too now. Now he already owned Ocala Entertainment Complex, and his BG Capital Group announced, according to your story, that it has acquired a 50% share in the opened Cowboy Saloon in Pine Plaza. All right, so now he has 11 East, which was at one point in time a private club. I guess I don't know if it still is or not. And suddenly this guy is Canadian. He shows up and he's buying all these properties. And boy, we seem to have a lot of Canadians with money around here, don't we? Frank Stronach, whatever. So what do we know about this guy? He has resorts in Canada, England, Bahamas, Argentina. So I'd like to know more about this dude. He also has several magazines.
Yeah, well, we want to know more about him as well. And you were reading from our story on Ocala.com.
Right.
And so we're getting some basic information about him. But he certainly has moved in with great speed and made quite a few purchases, as you said. So we'll be talking to him in the coming days and learning more about him.
I mean, I'm delighted that people are coming down with money. Bring them all. Let them come in and bring their money, and let them. We need people to get things done. That's wonderful. It's a free country. I'd like to know who these people are. At least have an idea who they are. We don't have to run a background check or anything. Just want to know who they are. So it'll be interesting. So what's ahead for the Star Banner? What kind of big stories are you working on for the weekend? Anything good?
Well, I'll tell you. Our eyes, just as many eyes, will be on the Belmont this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if California Chrome can do it and become the next Triple Crown winner, the first time since 1978 with Affirmed. And Fred Hires and Doug Engel from our staff are up at the Belmont. They
do a good job on that.
Thank you. We go to all the Triple Crown races, and we go to the Breeders' Cup every year. And this year is kind of special. We have a horse who could do it. Or that could do it. And, it's interesting. I wonder how people in Marion County feel. I'm not sure if they think much. People in the horse industry do, but I don't know if other people think a whole lot about that record.
I can tell you how I feel about it. I don't want him to win it.
It is kind of...
I want Affirmed to be the last horse to win the Triple Crown. I was there that day with my teenage daughter when he won it, and I don't want it. I want him to keep that.
It's a cool kind of story. It's kind of part civic pride, but it's also kind of part how you look at sports. And you're a sports guy, buddy. I've never been able to root against somebody. I need to root for.
I'm not rooting against. I'm rooting for Affirmed.
Well, yeah. But so I guess the way I look at it is, records are made to be broken, and if he sets the record, then that's great. But
you're right. Excuse me for interrupting, but we talked about this yesterday on the show, and the point I made was there were three of them that won in the 70s, and I happened to see the last two, all three races, Secretary being one and Affirmed the other. And I thought, hey, we have these every 4 or 5 years. 36 years. 36 years. And amazing that we haven't had one, and Affirmed is the guy. So, all right, we're going to go out with tweets and quotes. How do you like these real fast? I'll go out with a couple of words. You like words. Number one, Henry David Thoreau said, be true to your work, your word, and your friend. I like that.
Yeah.
Lane Kirkland said, if hard work were such a wonderful thing, surely the rich would have kept it all to themselves. And finally, this is anonymous. I love this one. Favorite of the day. You will never look like the girl in the magazine. The girl in the magazine doesn't even look like the girl in the magazine. All right, Jim Ross of the Star Banner, and covering the races this week. We're checking that out, and all the local government news. You're going to have the story today. I think it might be up now already on the Trinity property, the county commission, the city council, excuse me. That'll be up to read. So thanks for coming in and joining us on the program, and all the best to my friends over at the Star Banner.
Anytime, buddy. Thank you.
Getting to be close to football season too, so we'll talk some Gators over here one of these days. All right.
That sounds good.
Jim Ross. Coming up next, it's time for Buddy Sports Page. We'll talk with a gentleman about Blake Bortles and why he would have thought that maybe the quarterback who'd be getting out of the pub would be Jeff Driscoll. Instead, it's a guy named Bortles who played in the same high school system in Orlando, who became the darling of the crop last year, and, of course, wound up getting picked third in the draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be joined next by him on the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
But you walked across my heart like it was Texas, and you taught me how to say.
Hey, Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours, and I need a fourth. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia, Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner, and the postage stamp, and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Hi, this is Jonathan from the Blue Jays Band. We're opening up for Sister Hazel on June 14th in downtown Ocala. But before that, on June 10th, I'd like to personally invite you to our debut CD release party at the historic Ocala Marion Theater. It's a free event, so grab your friends and maybe some not-so-friendly friends, and even that cute girl that ignores you from across the room, and come enjoy the show. It all starts at 8 p.m. on June 10th, so make sure to RSVP on our website at bluejaysband.com or call 867-5309. Yes, that's our real number.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Most men also viewed home improvement projects as a way of expressing how much they care for their families. Exercise alone will help you drop about 2 to 3% of your weight over a year. But if you cut your diet by 500 calories a day, you'll lose a pound a week. Look for a partner with happily married parents. This is especially important if your mom and dad got a divorce.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
You've got a
a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. From Benghazi to Bergdahl talking points, National Security Advisor Susan Rice under fire again, this time for saying freed Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl served his country with distinction when his own colleagues call him a deserter. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid accusing Republicans of
using what should be a moment of unity and celebration of our nation as a chance to play political games.
GOP lawmakers like Senator Lindsey Graham furious about the swap that freed 5 high-level Taliban detainees and says the fault lies with the president.
To announce in 1 week that we're going to withdraw from Afghanistan, and oh, by the way, as Commander-in-Chief, I secured the last captive of that war.
The White House admits it should have told lawmakers about the exchange in advance.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. The Dow closing up 15, the NASDAQ gains 18. Fox News, we report, you decide.
When my son started having behavior problems, the total transformation techniques were like the instruction manual on how to deal with him. We got immediate results.
Do you wish your kid came with an instruction manual? When he's disrespectful, defiant, or even abusive, do you know how to fix it? I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman, and I'll show you how to change your child's behavior with the Total Transformation, the program that helps you fix every behavior problem under the sun. There's no screaming, no fighting, no frustration. The Total Transformation is the program my husband James used for over 30 years to solve even the worst behavior problems. Your child will listen to you again, and you'll get peace and sanity back in your home. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you.
Call now, 1-800-894-8166. 1-800-894-8166. That's 1-800-89...
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
It's that time again for Buddy Sports Page on a Wednesday. What day is it, Tom?
Hump Day!
Looking forward to tomorrow night's series.
I'm looking forward to tonight's series, pal.
Well, you're all about hockey, aren't you?
I'm a Rangers fan, too.
Yeah, oh, sure you are.
No, I've been a Rangers fan. My buddy.
I know, you've been watching every night. You've been taping them all and watching them all.
I have watched hockey.
Everyone.
I just don't talk about it because nobody knows about it.
Well, you got. Wait a minute. You have a show every day and you don't have a chance to talk about it?
No. Nobody in our listening audience really cares about it.
It's not true. There are hockey fans out there.
3 or 4.
No, I think a lot more hockey fans than you realize.
Well, I'm taking the Rangers in 6 games, by the way.
Okay.
You even know who they're playing?
Yeah, the Kings. The Kings have won, by the way, 3 other Game 7, so that's how they got there. So, yeah, excuse me, I do follow.
Number 6 seed, LA Kings.
I do follow just a little bit.
Who the Blackhawks should have never lost to.
But you know what the problem is? I'm listening at home. ESPN is trying its best to make this as big as the NBA. They
deal with it that big.
But look, they're making comparisons city to city. They say, well, like, New York's got Spike Lee and, with Jack Nicholson. I said, wait a minute, they don't follow hockey.
Not at all.
So, New York's got this, and they got the freeways, and there's the LA, and they got the Subways.
This is about the original 6 beating up on the add-ons.
Could be. Rangers are huge there. I mean, I know people who are just, you talk about rabid. They're the equivalent, and having lived up there a couple of times, of Gator fans in the heyday.
Oh, yeah.
To get back, remember my favorite sign in the Garden was, 40 years is long enough to wait. Remember that?
Yeah.
40 years they waited for a Stanley Cup.
1994.
Yeah. And so I love that
Mark
sign.
Messier brought it home.
Somebody had one little sign in the Garden. That was my favorite one. I've been to the Garden many times for Ranger games.
If they win this year, it's 20 years since the last time they won.
The Garden for the Ranger games is as much like an SEC football atmosphere as they get in New York.
My friend told me that lived up there, it's from there, he said, the difference between a hockey game at the Garden and WWE wrestling at the Garden is there's no ice.
Well, it doesn't get quite that. Used to Philly, the Broadway Bullies used to get at it after them back in the day pretty good. But, of course, there's a few football teams up there, too, that get a little play. But anyway, they're very passionate. So I guess, we'll see who all's going to show up.
Tonight on NBC.
Yeah, I don't know who all's healthy tonight. There's some question about some of them. We'll find out. So,
but tomorrow's really what everybody in the country's waiting on.
And I had this thought as I was watching the last minute of the Sports Center, or actually it was a live interviews on Media Day from the NBA. And I said this to you earlier today, and I'm watching, I'm thinking as I'm watching, I'm driving, and I'm thinking, we are in kind of the golden age here right now of NBA. We don't have Michael Jordan, but I'm going to tell you what, think about this for a second. First of all, Tim Duncan is just, I don't have to tell you, he's a fan. Look how long it's 15
a 38-year-old that is amazing.
15 years that he's sustained
after
that
4 years at Wake Forest.
Yeah, so and he is an amazing institution and a class guy, by the way. Class guy. I mean, every way. Popovich said today, what's so great about him is that he welcomes everybody who comes in and puts on a Spurs uniform like they're part of the brotherhood.
He's a class act.
But people want to be a part of him. They treat everybody alike. Second thing is that LeBron James is just great, okay? I mean, look, I listened to this guy talk today for 10 minutes. I've heard a lot of people talking about the history of the game. Do you know, I mean, he's been following this game a long time, and he talked about two people who had a big impact on him back when he didn't win the championship, and one of them was Isaiah Thomas, which really surprised me.
That surprises me that Isaiah Thomas had influence over anybody.
Yeah, but there were he said, I talked to two people. I think he said Pat Riley.
Yeah, he did.
And he said that they told me what it's like, how to get through when you lose a game like that in the first year, and how you hang on to it, the stuff he says, I'll tell you who it was, all about it when I do my book. But he knows so much about the game, and he's smart enough to, when he's asked, will you ever change your game? He said, yeah, I've already changed my game, and I'll change my game again, whatever it takes.
He knows the history of the game, too. He knows who Earl Monroe is, Earl the Pearl, who we had on this radio program, by the way.
We did.
Walt Frazier. He knows all the greats of the game as well.
He does. He knows I love people who know the history. He does know that. Speaking of history, boy, I hate to see that. A young person being led away in cuffs like that.
Looked like a shoplifter.
Sure did.
Caught red-handed. Well,
I know.
If you do the crime, you got to do the time.
I know that. This is a kid who can't be over 14 years old. Where did he go wrong? Anyway, read the headlines.
The headlines today, of course, the first headline out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Tim Walton, the head coach of the Gators women's softball team, took a big chance last night, buddy, when he chose not to start ace pitcher Hannah Rogers.
Big chance.
Instead, he started Lauren Hager and freshman Delaney Gorley, but he finally put Rogers in the game in the sixth inning, and the Gators beat Alabama 6-3. Yeah. The women's softball team for the University of Florida, your reigning national champions in softball.
That? Great job by the women of the University of Florida, and what a great pitching performance.
Rogers, of course, was named the tournament's most outstanding player.
I guess so.
She went 4-0 in 5 appearances and posted a 1 earned run average.
Yeah, didn't she give up she went like 40 innings without giving up any, and then she gave up one last night.
She gave up 1 earned run the entire time.
Amazing.
So amazing. Congratulations to the Lady Gator softball program.
And by the way, just on that note, Franz Beard will be joining us here in a little bit, and we'll talk to him about this. But there's a big celebration at 5:30 tonight in Gainesville. They're going to welcome the 2014 champions, and they're expected to arrive between 5:30 and 6:30 at Presley Stadium. And
that's if the plane's on time, and we all know how that works.
And of course, they're invited out. You're invited out to Katie Cecil Presley Stadium, and to welcome the national champions back home.
Colin Kaepernick, it is said through sources, struck a deal Wednesday on a new 6-year extension with the San Francisco 49ers. The sources said the quarterback signed a deal that's worth over $110 million.
Unbelievable.
$61 million guaranteed. The deal ties Kaepernick to the 49ers to the 2020 season and makes him one of the NFL's top 10 paid quarterbacks. He was scheduled to have made $1,073,000 this season. Now he's going to make $110 million, 61 guaranteed.
Tom, the man just got paid.
Just got paid. One of your favorite buffoons that you like to say is a buffoon, former Clippers owner Donald Sterling, said in an interview today with a television station, Channel 4 in Los Angeles, "I feel fabulous. I feel very good," he told NBC4 on Tuesday night when asked how he felt about his wife, Shelley, selling the team to former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer. "Everything is just the way it should be, really. It may have worked out differently, but it's good. It's all good. I'm okay. I'm okay. Is the NBA okay? I'm not sure about that. Is Adam Silver okay? I'm sure he's okay." So Donald Sterling now says all's good with the sale of the Clippers. So tomorrow, stay tuned for tomorrow when he decides he's going to sue the NFL because they colluded with the NBA to sell the Clippers.
No doubt about it. And here's the thing about it is, I guess the thing you have to do today is go out and make a bunch of racial slurs. And
you make $1.5 billion.
Make a bunch of money that way. I don't
know. $1.5 billion.
Yeah.
And California Chrome became the early 3-5 favorite on Wednesday to win the Belmont. Became the horse racing's 12th Triple Crown champion, first in 36 years. Drew the number 2 post under Victor Espinoza, putting 9 horses to his outside, giving Espinoza a good look at speed. Espinoza, though, not really good at this track. He's 4-31 at this track lifetime. So California Chrome in the 2 post. And finally, buddy, because I know this was something that you would worry about, the NFL announced on Wednesday that Super Bowl 50 will be going away from the Roman numerals.
I saw it. Looks good, actually.
No L. They're going to use the Arabic numerals of 50. It's a 1-year break, Jamie Weston said, the league's vice president of brand and creative, because the L just isn't pleasing to the eye. We figured that out when we did Super Bowl 15 because the XL logo, that's the first time we looked at the letter L. Up until that point, we'd only worked with X, V's, and I's. And at that moment, that's when we started to wonder, what are we going to do? That's not going to look very good standing alone on 50. So they've been thinking about this for 35 years, buddy.
You know what the problem was? They're selling shirts. They don't have to put XL on all of them.
Exactly. So L will go by the wayside for the number 50, which I think is great. The logo, how it looks
good.
Is fantastic.
Looks good.
That's
Also,
the headlines.
That's good. Thank you, Tom. And coming back, we'll tell you about a guy who got paid just for making the All-NBA team, and a former Gator. Big news on him. But first, we're going to talk to a guy who covered the scene, who is the voice of the UCF Knights, and who saw Blake Bortles play. And we'll talk to him about a guy named Jeff Driscoll, whom he also saw. We'll just talk about the days of Driscoll and Bortles and what it was like back then. Coming up next, we'll be talking to Mark Daniels from Orlando after this timeout, the Beat of the Sports show in Orlando.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
It's the ultimate summer staycation, just minutes from downtown Ocala, but miles away from the ordinary. A summer sports or summer golf membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club is your all-inclusive ticket to a summer filled with activities and fun from June through September. A summer membership at Golden Ocala opens the door to a world-class setting. Is golf your game? Is tennis your passion? Or is lounging poolside more your speed? Want to get in shape? Work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center and then relax and unwind in the sauna or the spa. Summer members also have use of the Equestrian Center at Golden Ocala, offering full board and paddock, impeccable trails, and a jumping ring for riders of all ages. Summer memberships are going fast, so visit goldenocala.com and explore the options. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. This summer, you can live there and still play here.
Yeehaw! Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ, you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
Earn an income and regain your health. My name is Dave. I've been a type 2 diabetic for about 20 years. Before I was introduced to the product, my sugar was running in the 200s. Now it's anywhere between 80 and 100, and I earn $500 to $1,000 a month.
I lowered my cholesterol 100 points. Because I shared with other people, I've been able to be a stay-at-home mom. I've earned over $100,000 a year, and I've been able to travel the world with this company. I am very excited.
I'm Paul. I had a son with 60 food allergies, and he's done wonderful. I got laid off after a 24-year career. We started working this full-time. Within a year and a half, we had $4,000 or $5,000 profit every month. Recently, we had 1 month that went over $12,000. We love this company.
Do you need more income? The science of epigenetics is getting attention from the medical community, National Cancer Institute, American Heart Association, and others. Call Arlene and Dave 352-239-1032. 352-239-1032.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. Efforting to get Coach Mark Daniels on, Buddy. I guess you got Mark Daniels?
Just spoke to him. If you'll dial him up right now, we'll get him. Mark.
All right, I'm going to go away and dial him up.
All right, sounds good. We want to get him on because we had a comment. We talked last week 2 weeks ago, about the fact that Blake Bortles sort of came out of nowhere in a way as a tight end, then became a quarterback. Was under the radar down there in Orlando, except the guy who calling the games knew about him, Mark Daniels. And until he burst onto the scene as a popular choice, he built had his team during the season, and at the end of the year, found himself as the top-ranked quarterback, and then was picked third to draft. Who would have known? So we talked to Mark about that and how the growth of Bortles and how he improved when he did. And then we also got talking about a guy named Jeff Driscoll, who was playing down there at the same time, and talking about how high he would have been ranked. Let's go to the phones now and talk to the voice of the UCF Knights, Mark Daniels on the Beat of Sports. How are you, Mark?
Doing good, buddy. How are you doing?
Terrific. And you intrigued me with your comments last time on the air, and I want to get back to you and talk about this. Of course, Mark does the Beat of Sports on 740 The Game in Orlando, and I don't hear the show that much, but is Jerry Green still with you?
Jerry's back. Jerry was dealing with some medical issues, so we're easing him back in like a relief pitcher coming off a 60-day DL, so he got spot appearances.
Good. Going to get the right-hander out of the bullpen, the veteran. All right. Give Jerry my best for you. Best regards. And I know that you were watching closely the draft because of the obvious connections. And, of course, Bortles. Explain from your perspective in Orlando how Blake Bortles suddenly just jumped to the head of the class. Because when we last looked at him, he was a promising quarterback on a team that would be in competition for titles and possible bowl games, whatever. But no one, I didn't think, and I didn't see, maybe you did, him being that highly rated as a professional. How did he get to the head of the class so fast?
Well, buddy, I think what happened, again, we talked before, Blake was not highly recruited coming out of high school for a combination of reasons. One, he was actually playing defense when he started playing high school football. Then they were running a wing T, and then they went to a spread, and then that's kind of when his team developed. But UCF, he came to UCF, and Jeff Godfrey was the other quarterback that was there. And Jeff played as a freshman and became freshman of the year in Conference USA, and kind of wondered what Blake thought. But then Blake got an opportunity to play and kind of was a relief pitcher. And then the first year as a starter a couple of years ago, he developed as the year went along. And by the end of the season, you saw him get a lot better. Then this year, he just really made that big jump up. He made a big jump up because he had a really good offensive line. Then he had some weapons to work with him. But his spring, buddy, before this past year was a big jump up for him. He was a big student of the game as far as studying film. He spent a lot of time working with Charlie Tapp, the offensive coordinator down here at UCF. And then his wide receivers, everybody was there throughout the summer. And some people kind of make, in light of that, going, not that big of a deal. But, that helps him as far as leadership goes. And I think we thought last week when spring practice came fall practice, there's no question who was leading the huddle. Then he had to go out and prove it. And then at Penn State had that big football game, and you just saw a guy where the game slowed down for him. He was playing with a level of confidence, and sometimes that's just a different thing for people. And you could see it in Blake. He just had that leadership. He had the feeling that we're going to be able to score when we want to score, and he was able to back it up by moving the football at times at will for UCF. Some of their numbers were really impressive, and UCF doesn't run that, that Oregon or Baylor, as many plays as possible. They run more of a pro-style offense, but I think as UCF began to win, NFL people began to realize, wow, this kid is legit 6'5". This kid is legit 230. This kid does run by design. He can take a hit. He lowers the shoulder. Doesn't throw the greatest deep ball, but he throws the ball good enough. He doesn't need a big area. He's able to, zip it in there when you need to. And I think people began to realize he's more than just a guy playing in a pretty good football team. And it just kind of took off from there. The Louisville football game was the next big step where he would have that game-winning drive, and then you started to see, suddenly, instead of 2, 4, 5 scouts, there were 16, 18, 25 scouts at UCF football games as the year went along. But it's a great story for a guy that he was playing defensive back at one point in high school.
Talking with Mark Daniels, the voice of the UCF Knights. Mark, Tom Schmitz here. Blake Bortles is a commodity that people knew. He got drafted 3rd overall, but there was another guy out of UCF that went to the Jacksonville Jaguars as well that I think in a realm of football where the running back is thought of that you can find a gem late in the rounds. Talk about how the 7th round pick, Storm Johnson, I think he's a great, great pickup for the Jacksonville Jaguars and going to be a whole lot better than people think going that he went as a 7th round pick.
Yeah, sometimes you hear the theory that if you're going to get picked in the 7th round, middle or late, don't get picked so you can be a free agent. But I think Storm is going to step into a pretty good situation. They're not very deep at running back in Jacksonville. Toby Gerhart is probably their most experienced back. And so I think Storm's got a real good chance. Look, Storm's a guy that was highly recruited when he went to the University of Miami, found himself in a group of talented, similar running backs to him. He wasn't happy. Some may have said he didn't want to compete, but he said, look, I don't think I want to play. Let me go someplace that I can have a chance to play. And I'll tell you what was a great lesson for Storm. He sat behind Latavius Murray, who was a draft pick of the Raiders last year. And Latavius 2 years ago ran for better than 1,000 yards, top physical back. And it was good for Storm. He didn't have to carry the football 25 times a game. So he became kind of a big play guy for UCF, and yet he had a problem putting the ball on the carpet. And that changed this year. I mean, this past year, he was a guy that protected the ball better, had a really good offensive line, began to show durability, being able to take a hit. And then he also had a great number 2 guy that's going to kind of keep the running back tradition for UCF going, named William Stanback, will be a starter this year. He gave him a blower again, and he'd have to run the football 20, 25 times. But Storm's got a great set of hands as far as catching the ball, can run the screen pass well, and I think he's going to have a real good chance in Jacksonville. They've committed some money that is a little bit more than typical 7th-rounders. Jacksonville apparently did like him, at least the initial OTAs, and I think it's a really good situation where he's not facing 2 or 3 guys that have, got 2-3 years experience and have their prime ahead of him. I think in Jacksonville, he's got a chance to, move up the depth chart and be an impact player, and having Blake there certainly helps as well.
One more from Mark Daniels. This is what I really called you about. We've got about 2 minutes to go. I want to make sure we get this in. You made a comment to me last time that you followed Driscoll and Blake Bortles, Jeff Driscoll from Florida, and there was a time when, everybody thought that Driscoll was going to be all-world and maybe a number 1 pick one day, and suddenly things happened and changed. And here we are, on one hand, we got Driscoll, who's injured, who's coming back now, trying to make his way back, and Bortles has a big contract. He's in Jacksonville. Talk about them as high school players. How good was Bortles versus Driscoll?
Buddy, to be honest, there wasn't even a comparison. I mean, Jeff Driscoll was the chosen one. He was the guy that ran the perfect offense and was going to come in after Tim Tebow. He was going to keep it going for Urban Meyer. He was the number 1 quarterback recruit when it came to running that spread in the country. Blake Bortles wasn't even ranked among quarterbacks by your major scouting services. Forget 2-3 stars. There weren't any stars for Blake Bortles. And he went to a high school, Levito High School, while Driscoll was at rival Haggerty, the newer school of the two. And there really wasn't a rivalry on the field. I mean, Jeff Driscoll was the guy. And as I mentioned before, Blake played defense. And then when he finally got a chance to play offense as a sophomore, they ran the wing T, so he didn't get a chance to throw the ball. Then when they went to the spread, he had a pretty good season. They were 3-7, so the numbers didn't go wow. But UCF takes this guy that seemed to be getting bigger and throwing the ball better, and nobody recruited Blake much as a quarterback with that hometown school there, and he ended up going there. But the two knew each other because of being close by in the same city, and certainly they from a football standpoint, knew each other quite well. But there really wasn't a comparison. Jeff got all the hype, all the recruiting news. Blake has admitted in a good way, not a negative way, towards Driscoll, that it motivated Blake. He said, man, I can't even find myself in a recruiting service. And whether it led to him playing with that chip on the shoulder, if you buy into that. But Blake would say that Jeff was a motivating factor for him, and yet when Jeff got hurt, Blake was one of the first guys to call and text and wish him well, and they still keep in contact. And he's a huge fan of Jeff and hopes he returns, and I think Jeff's going to have a good season, and I root for him as well. But it's an interesting comparison of who was the higher recruit versus the guy that now has a big contract.
Appreciate your time, Mark. Once again, Mark Daniels, who's the co-host of the Beat of Sports, 740 Game Orlando, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Coming up next, Spencer's in the house. We'll talk more on the bat and women's softball next right here on the Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
You know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy that alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the brand new Proper Tees Salon. It's a perfect time to freshen up your cut and color for the new year. And if you really want to change up your look, talk to us about Hotheads extensions for extra volume and length. How about a blowout for date night? Give us a call. Enjoy some me time while you relax in our newly renovated salon and check in on Facebook using our free Wi-Fi. We know you'll be happy with your new look. We guarantee it. Our style guarantee assures you that no matter what, you will love your hair or we will fix it for free. Call for your appointment today, 352-351-1771. We're located in downtown Ocala next to the Southside Deli. Tell us Buddy sent you for 20% off your first service visit. Now hiring licensed cosmetologists, nail techs, and front desk staff. Visit our website, thepropertees.com, for our online application. The Proper Tees Salon, timeless elegance meets classic sex.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Bradshaw of Fox NFL Sunday. Whenever I'm in Ocala, if I'm not picking and singing with my buddy Mel Tillis, then I'm listening to my longtime friend Buddy Martin on WOCA. Of course, I rarely get to Ocala, so if you believe that, I've got some horses I'd like to sell you. Some of them even have 4 legs. Regardless, I highly recommend you listen to Buddy Martin's Sports Page weekdays at 5 p.m. right here on The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. From Benghazi to Bergdahl talking points, National Security Advisor Susan Rice under fire again, this time for saying freed Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl served his country with distinction when his own colleagues call him a deserter. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid accusing Republicans of
using what should be a moment of unity and celebration of our nation as a chance to play political games.
GOP lawmakers like Senator Lindsey Graham furious about the swap that freed 5 high-level Taliban detainees and says the fault lies with the president.
To announce in 1 week that we're going to withdraw from Afghanistan, and oh, by the way, as Commander-in-Chief, I secured the last captive of that war.
The White House admits it should have told lawmakers about the exchange in advance.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. The Dow closing up 15, the NASDAQ gains 18. Fox News, we report, you decide.
When my son started having behavior problems, the total transformation techniques were like the instruction manual on how to deal with him. We got immediate results.
Do you wish your kid came with an instruction manual? When he's disrespectful, defiant, or even abusive, do you know how to fix it? I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman, and I'll show you how to change your child's behavior with the Total Transformation, the program that helps you fix every behavior problem under the sun. There's no screaming, no fighting, no frustration. The Total Transformation is the program my husband James used for over 30 years to solve even the worst behavior problems. Your child will listen to you again, and you'll get peace and sanity back in your home. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you.
Call now. 1-800-894-8166. 1-800-894-8166. That's 1-800-894.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Ira Judelson, one of New York's most prominent bail bondsmen, and he's written a book. It's called The Fixer, Any Jail, Any Court, Anytime, The Notorious Life of a Front-Page Bail Bondsman.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-size.
And it's Thursday. Hank Whittier will be in the studio bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
Let's talk golf with PGA professional James Beckett, who is also the Golf College founder.
And then Lise Wheel will be on, a legal analyst and a commentator for Fox News, coming on to speak to us about her book, A Deadly Business, a Mia Quinn mystery novel inspired by actual cases.
And then join Suzanne Santangelo and Brittany Marthaler from Ocala Health, and Leah Caruso, the Clinic Services Coordinator with Strive Physical Therapy Centers, on Health Matters.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM,
1370 AM.
WOCA is proud to be part of the first annual Hispanic West Indian American Food and Music Festival Community Outreach. Authentic ethnic food and music, June 14th, 12 to 5 p.m., 125 Marion Oaks Trail, Marion Oaks. Salsa, Merengue Orchestra, West Indian Music, Islands Music DJ. For more information or to be a vendor, call 201-356-7156. That's 201-356-7156. June 14th, 12 to 5 p.m., 125 Marion Oaks Trail, Marion Oaks. Help support community awareness needs.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. On this day before, it's like the NBA Finals Eve, buddy. The day before.
I'm kind of excited about it.
The day before, the Showtime of the 21st century meets Dr. Naismith's basketball club. Because that's really what's going on here, isn't it? It's the high-flying Showtime atmosphere of the Miami Heat and the Dr. Naismith design game of basketball that the San Antonio Spurs play. You would think San Antonio at practice probably have pizza buckets hanging up on the wall, and that's how they play basketball, with backdoor cuts, chest passes, crisp chest passes, and bounce passes, whereas the Miami Heat get up and down the hardwood.
High flyers, although D-Wade's not flying much anymore. He's still playing pretty good. Let's bring in our man, Kevin, the Steel Man.
Spencer.
Yeah, Man of Steel, I should say.
You
Kevin, Man of Steel.
You want to call him Kevin, don't you?
I do. Spencer. I want to call him Spencer. I got messed that up. Let me try again. Spencer, the Man of Steel. Hold it. Man of Steel, okay? Spencer, Man of Steel, right?
Right.
All right, got you. You're in. All right, Spencer works here at the mall, and from time to time he graces the microphones with us, drops by to give us a perspective on things. And he's a big NBA fan, and he's kind of in a quandary. He wants the Spurs to win, but he feels like he has to root for Miami. Who are you gonna pull for, man?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going for the Spurs.
Spurs,
I'm gonna go for the Spurs.
He's a LeBron hater.
Yeah, honestly, I am. I'm not gonna lie. Just
because he's a Lakers and a Kobe guy. He can't admit that LeBron James is 100 times the ball player Kobe Bryant.
And I like Spencer till then.
I'm gonna tell you right now, honestly, you got to give credit when the credit's due. And LeBron, to be such a big guy and do what he does, he is an amazing player.
He could play tight end in the NFL right now.
Honestly, he could.
Well, I said earlier, and I'm going to repeat this. I got such great respect for LeBron. Here's what I want to say about him, and I want to tie it to his coach, Spoelstra. Supposing they win, what, they got 3 in a row?
Yes.
Suppose they win 6 more, all right? Now, not only does he solidify himself as right up there with the best that ever played the game, all of a sudden, Mr. Spoelstra is recognized as one of the best coaches in the game. I feel like Spoelstra's gotten overlooked a little bit in this whole thing. Popovich and all that stuff. I love Greg Popovich. The old curmudgeon that he is, he does teach fundamentals. He does know how to run a basketball club. But Eric Spoelstra's not chopped liver, man.
No, and he's past the point of where everybody says, I was just Pat Riley's puppet. He's past that point now.
No.
Here's my question. The Miami Heat, 4th year in a row, they're in the finals. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games 4 years ago. Then they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 5 2 years ago. Then they beat the Spurs in 7 last year. Now they're back in the finals again. Can we refer to the Miami Heat as a dynasty?
Not quite. Because I'll tell you why. I think, and you can jump in here if you'd like to, Spencer. You can talk about dynasties. I'm talking about the Celtics, teams like that. I wouldn't even, the Lakers, yeah, and I wouldn't quite put the Pistons there, but certainly they had a great run.
The Bad Boys only won 2.
I know. So what is a dynasty? I think a dynasty is when you win successively, 3 or 4
so
championships.
If they win this year, then
you got to start talking dynasty.
You know
the Bulls.
You know what gets me?
The Bulls, but the Bulls did what they won. They won 6 with Jordan, and
they won 91, 92, 93. Then Jordan retired. So 94 and 95, Houston won, and then they won 96, 97, 98.
So they qualify, obviously.
And they would have won 8 in a row if Jordan hadn't decided he wanted to go play basketball.
All right, that's true.
And Hakeem Olajuwon is ever grateful, and Clyde Drexler ever grateful that Jordan decided he wanted to play basketball.
Well, I don't know.
Well, is the big red machine of the 70s a dynasty?
In terms of, you talking about Cincinnati? You mean Cincinnati?
Yeah, the Cincinnati Reds. They're a dynasty.
Who was that, by the way?
Who cares?
We know.
Who cares?
I'd say yeah, probably so.
Only 1, 2?
Yeah, but I would probably say they are.
The Oakland A's a dynasty of the 70s?
Well, don't hold me to it because I covered those World Series games. I saw them play. I have to stop and think about them. But what makes it to me a bona fide dynasty is 3. 2 could be, But you have to sit and look at the measurables. I mean, you look at the
4
measurables.
years in a row in the finals and winning 2 of them and could win a third one.
Yeah.
They got to be right on the
Pittsburgh
precipice.
Steelers, 4 in 6 years. That'd be a dynasty.
That's a dynasty. San Francisco 49ers, dynasty. Dallas Cowboys, dynasty.
Anyway, what we're talking about here, I think we're talking about a young dynasty that could be around for a while.
For a while, if they stay together. Remember, they all took pay cuts. These egos all took pay cuts to play basketball together. So I'm excited for the game tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great series. But remember, like I told you yesterday, buddy, a fake or factoid. This is the 12th time in NBA history you've had back-to-back teams face each other in back-to-back finals.
Yep.
Never has the second time around went to 7 games.
I'm gonna say it's going to 7.
You like 7?
A lot of people do.
I got 7. I got Spurs in 7. Really, to be honest with you.
Spurs play smart basketball. They just have it's a smart mentality they have.
I got the Spurs in 7 too, but I would really like to see the Heat win.
They can still turn it up when they want to. I mean, they can really turn it up when they start playing defense. When the Birdman gets flying, now he can they start blocking shots and running the court. They could be devastating. Parker's injury is
with his ankle. I don't know how good he's going to be able to go.
I don't know how much he can go either.
But you have Kawhi Leonard. You still have Danny Green out there. You still have Tim Duncan.
Green and Leonard disappeared a little bit in that last series.
But you're going from a ball handler to Ginobili.
Oh,
Ginobili's going to be on the point.
I heard Pop say they're talking about how they get new guys in, and when they get new guys in, and how he was able to coach his team when he lost his top 2 assistants. He's Ginobili basically, and Duncan took care of that.
Right, but Ginobili at 36 years old, 37 years old, Greg Cole and Mario Chalmers harassing him at the point, that could be a big deal.
Yeah. Somebody on the Heat that we've forgotten about is going to play a factor. What happens to the Spoelstra's team, a bench player comes off, it'll be somebody that we've kind of forgotten about, and he'll step up and be a huge factor.
I know who it's going to be.
Who?
Rashard Lewis?
No. It's going to be a guy who gets up for the finals, number 40. You hadn't heard his name much in the playoffs. He plays, but he doesn't have big games. Watch Udonis have a game where he scores 15, 18 points because he plays a different game than Duncan because Udonis will get down there and bang on Duncan's hip.
Well, he did last year, remember?
Yeah,
he was a big factor last
year. He was
a
big factor.
And he makes that little 10, 12-footer on the baseline.
He makes that 10, 12-footer, and he'll get in there and bang on Tim Duncan. And Tim Duncan does not like to get pushed around and banged on. He does not like that kind of low block, bumping you with the rear end off the block. He doesn't like to play that kind of basketball, and UD will do that all night to you.
Spencer, you play basketball?
You know, I play a little.
Yeah. Guys that would drive me crazy if I was playing 5-on-5 be guys like Ginobili and Parker who get in that little, right inside between the walls and make that little short, late teardrop shot. Drive me crazy because then they run back and forth the court and they get a little teardrop, drop it in there,
Yes, they
crazy,
do.
isn't it?
Just like Wade. Wade does the same thing at times. He'll take that ball and just throw it up there. Get
The
that
greatest besides Michael Jordan at doing that, though, that I've ever seen is when Kobe would drive the lane and then do that little pop back 12 or 14 footer where he'd kick the leg out and just.
Oh, now you're getting Spencer all excited. You talk about him and Tom James.
I don't like Kobe at all.
He's shooting shot.
I don't like Kobe at all, but the best is Michael Jordan.
I can't believe you're a Kobe lover too.
I'm not.
Wow.
Believe me, I'm not. But the truth is the truth.
It is. Kobe's a bad.
We got to go now and talk some softball. We'll talk to the guy who followed the Gators, and we'll have something to say about that. Congratulations to the Florida Gator softball team. Won the World Series last night, beating Alabama in 2 straight. We'll talk to Franz Beard from Fighting Gators next after this timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on The Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor. So saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Hi, I'm Angie Lewis with Angie Lewis State Farm. Tune in every weekday from 5 to 6 for Buddy's Sports Page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
WOCA AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3 FM.
Alice? Yes, George?
Guess what I have?
Could it be the free truck used from Devon Self-Storage on 200 across from Hobby Lobby?
Yola!
Yes. Now don't forget to bring it back when you're done to Devon Self-Storage.
Yes, Alice. I'll even remember to call them at 873-0777 to make sure they'll remember me.
George, I'm sure they'll remember you.
Thanks, Alice.
Oh, George.
Hey Adam, those burgers gonna be done before summer's over?
Maybe. Why? You got big plans for the summer?
Not really. Just the usual, kids hanging around the house. How about you?
Actually, I'm having Joshua get his pilot's license this summer.
What? Is he old enough? Can you really do that in just the summer?
Yeah, you can get your pilot's license at 17, and the summer is plenty of time. Plus, this could be the start to his career as an airline pilot.
That is a great idea. I bet Tyler would love that. Actually, I would too.
You guys should do it.
I don't have time for that. Some of us have to work for a living, you know?
Not you, no. Seriously, they work around your schedule.
Really? That's cool. Where are you going?
Ocala Aviation, at the airport off 60th.
How'd you hear about it?
I heard about it on the radio, then I stopped in. I've got a card if you want the number.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my phone.
Hurry up, the burgers are burning.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
861-7484.
Hold on, I missed a number.
Ah, such a slacker. Here it is again. 861-7484.
Excellent. I'm gonna call them now.
How about we eat before you start your new adventure?
That's probably a good idea.
You think?
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
trunk.
Yep,
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Last night, Florida Gators defeated Alabama. Second win. They are the World Series champions and bringing home the trophy to Gainesville. I think there's going to be a party this afternoon. The guy who would know about this is the columnist for FightingGators.com, our friend Franz Beard, who's usually on with us Tuesday and Thursday, but today we asked him to come on and talk about what's happening in Hogtown with the women's softball team. Franz, how you doing? Are you there, Franz?
Yes, I am.
Did you hear any of that? You probably didn't, did you?
No, not.
Okay. We got a rookie running the board over here. You know, he's just talked about how they.
I did the best I could do.
There you go.
I jinxed myself, said I was doing a good job.
Next thing you know, you got cocky. Fran's just talking about they're having a celebration today for the champion, the World Series champions, and quite an impressive performance last night by that team, and especially by Rogers.
Well, Hannah Rogers, has never gotten the credit that she really deserves. She's a terrific pitcher. I think people look for these pitchers that rack up the big strikeout totals and everything like that. She just gets up there and gets a lot of ground ball outs and wins ball games by pitching to location, and her control had a little bit of an issue at one point this year, and that's why she lost some games. But once she regained control over pitches, she was pretty much untouchable the rest of the way.
A little bit of a controversial move by Tim Walton. Instead of starting Hannah Rogers, who was just unhittable there for so many innings, he goes instead with Lauren Hager, and then comes in with Delaney Gurley, and then finishes up the closer was Rogers. That could have backfired. They wound up winning at 6-3, and Rogers, I think, gave up a run last inning. But Tim Walton, like a little bit of a rolling dice, just a little bit, wasn't he?
Well, it was a little bit, but you saw what happened to Jackie Traina. Jackie Traina had been unhittable, but she had pitched every game that Alabama had played in the series so far. And Tim, I think, decided it was worth rolling the dice that he could get a good enough pitching out of his backup pitchers there and give Hannah the rest, use her for a couple innings if he needed her, and still have her, if they needed to go to a third game, have her for a full game. And we saw what happened with Jackie Traina, who just didn't have the location that she's had throughout the tournament, and they got to her late in the first game, and then they just really ripped her to shreds there in those first two innings there. And I think that it just goes to prove what Tim was doing. He understands that, after so many innings, you got to give a pitcher a little bit of rest. Tim Walton's been on the radar for a while, and obviously been building his program, and now he's obviously a national hero in Gainesville, but Walter's been there, 9 years? He's been very successful. This is his ninth year. Yeah. At Florida, he's won 492 games in 9 years, which I think is about 60% of all the wins in Florida softball history. Wow. He's been remarkable. Yeah. So, what are you hearing about the thing tonight? They're going to have the celebration. They're inviting folks to come between 5:30 and 6:30. It's already begun. It has already begun, and it's going to be. They're going to have a really nice celebration. They got video boards up and everything like that to watch, so people will be able to kind of relive a little bit of it. And it's not going to be quite like going to the O-Dome or to Florida Field after a football and basketball championship, but it's going to be nice, and it's going to be fitting for a group of girls that really deserve it. I mean, let's put it this way: when Tim basically got their attention when they played so poorly in the SEC playing against Georgia, and he sat down and he says, "Okay, now do you understand? We just can't keep hitting the fly balls." And everybody bought into it finally, and he got the whole lineup on par with this bit about moving runners along, things like that, getting contact. Don't hit fly. If you get the pitch, you can drive it, but otherwise hit for contact, hit where the ball's pitched. And as a result, they outscored teams 85-10 in the NCAA tournament.
Talking with Franz Beard.
Just wrecking people.
Franz, Tom Schmitz, we got about 45 seconds. Lost in all this with how good the pitching staff was Christy Merritt and just how she owned the plate in the championship series against Alabama. It was almost like Christy Merritt could do whatever she wanted at the plate, wasn't it?
Well, not only in the plate, did you see that catch she made out in center field? I mean, my gosh, it was an She's a phenomenal player who doesn't get nearly the credit she should. But she hits for power. She hits for contact. She doesn't strike out. That's another important thing. She only struck out about 23 times the entire year. But she doesn't strike out. She just hits the ball. She hits the ball for power, hits for contact. And by gosh, in the field there is not a better center fielder in college softball. All right, Franz, thanks a lot for that report. Talk to you again tomorrow at regular time. Franz Beard at FightGator.com. I want to mention the All-NBA team, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Joakim Noah, and James Harden.
Joakim.
James Harden,
James Harden had a phenomenal season with the Houston Rockets.
Yes, it did.
Who, by the way, are not going to exercise their right to Chandler Parsons. What in the world is that about?
Yeah, Paul George apparently got a multi-million-dollar bonus for making third team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Third team, multi-million-dollar bonus. How good is that?
Yeah, Noah, who thought that 4 or 5 years ago we would say, well, Noah, he's not that good a player. He'll be all right,
All NBA, first
amazing. Team. Absolutely amazing. I don't know. I think Westbrook belongs in there, my opinion. You guys think so?
Honestly.
Wow. All right, thanks to our guest today. Dave Cope was here. We had Mark DeBolt,
the
mayor, and also
Mark Daniels.
Mark Daniels from and Spencer
and Franz Beard.
And Franz Beard. I'm Buddy Martin. On behalf of my broadcast partner Tom Schmitz, I'm Buddy Martin. Have a good night.
She grew up in the Indiana town, had a good-looking mom. She never was around, but she grew up tall and.
Are you in the process of planning your wedding reception? Or are you planning that birthday party for someone special? Or maybe you're just looking to throw a party for yourself? Are you in charge of this year's company outing and looking for something fresh and fun to do? Well, KT Entertainment is your answer to all those questions. We provide music, trivia, and karaoke for everybody's enjoyment. If you would like to get in touch with KT Entertainment and find out about our competitive prices, call us at 352-512-2611. That's 352-512-2611. Or you can find us on the web at kt4fun.com. That's KT, the number 4, fun.com. So remember, whether it's a wedding reception, a party, or a company outing, it's KT Entertainment for all your karaoke, trivia, or musical needs. Whenever something big happens in Ocala and Marion County, Buddy Martin is there on the case.
Your friend and my friend, Evan Pope, has covered every Super Bowl. Sadly, he won't be able to. His string will be broken this year. I know you know Evan only for a long time. A lot of people talking about what a terrific sports writer he was and what a good guy. And I hate to see him not being part of the writing game anymore. I know you do, too.
Yeah, Edwin's one of the best. And, of course, our friend Tom McEwen was one of my favorite sports writers. You're probably second, buddy, but Tom McEwen, he did a lot for me. I think he helped get me my first head coaching job down there at the Tampa Bay Bandits. And then, of course, I've known you way back since I played in Florida also. And
well, Coach, I never got you a job. But I did write a column.
No, you never got me a job, but you didn't get me fired anywhere either.
So remember, always check out Buddy Martin on the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. Times of sun and clouds today. The high 84 at the coast, 90 inland. And partly cloudy tonight, low 66 well inland, 71 along the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 86 on the coast to 92 inland. On Friday, intervals of clouds and sun, the high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel appears before the House Armed Services Committee next week to discuss the prisoner swap that led to the release of Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl and 5 Taliban detainees.
According to well-placed defense sources who have read the Army's 15-6 investigation, Bergdahl walked off base at least once prior to June 30th, 2009. In other words, it wasn't his first time doing so. Members of his squad told investigators at the time that he walked off base before out of boredom.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, Bergdahl's hometown of Haley, Idaho, canceling a celebration in his honor for security reasons. A hotly contested Mississippi U.S. Senate race is heading for a runoff. 6-term incumbent Thad Cochran facing Tea Party-backed challenger Chris McDaniel. Neither got a majority in yesterday's primary. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man who's in the Federal Witness Protection Program told us he recently left his quiet, anonymous row house and went to Golfsmith because right now, when you buy $99 worth of Adidas golf apparel or shoes, you get a $25 gift card. And we hope Jimmy Collin of 3792 Morningside Lane becomes a regular... Oh no. Right now, spend $99 or more on Adidas products and get a $25 gift card. Only at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Know-how! They have names like Joe, Bob, or Uncle Ryan. But to you, they're moochers. They borrow your tools and promise to return them someday. But someday isn't a day. Tell them they can get their own 7-piece ratcheting gear wrench set at Napa for $29.99, which you'll borrow and return someday. Conquer the job. That's Napa Know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 6/30/14.